Hello everyone, welcome to the Lightbringers podcast, episode 51. We will be talking about what lies within today. The latest episode from Guild Wars 2 on May the 20-something in 2020. Shreds. That's right. Free. I am good at word language. 23s. Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. Oh wow, why is he breaking again? Oh, it's just Discord.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
No one likes you when you're 21.
Left, and then no one will like me.
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense.
My expiration date is coming up.
What date is that? Did we already do an intro? Is this
is
the
the
show?
intro now?
I don't know what's
This is
happening.
the intro. Like, I was just like wondering, like, what are you talking about right now? I mean, I know I'm in charge of this.
What lies within also conforms to the fun question of change a title by putting in my pants into it.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Replicant.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Thank you for the.
Is that
Blade
an
Runner
Oni in your
reference.
pants? Or are you just happy to see me? Oh my gosh.
Jesus. Already started, have we? All right then. We're gonna be playing
Wasn't
through
me,
the latest episode. What lies within? Not my pants. With Kroof, Fornax, and Boots. Not surprised at the beginning of this episode. Your camera's over here. There we go. And I was like, it's not really there. Boots, tell us what you do, where you do it.
Boots. You could find me on YouTube at World of Enders, and I make videos. Recently, I've been making a lot of videos on the adventures, and they've been fun.
The new ones that dropped into the maps? Or...
Not yet. I'm doing them in order. So
wow.
I'm still in Heart of Thorns. I'm just finishing up Tangled Depths now.
Hmm.
I'm approaching the one, Crichton Herald, that you told me you need help with. I think the scrap test rifle thing.
It's baller, and
Yeah.
not in a nice way. It's like remove baller. It's not good.
Okay. So yeah, I'm doing that one soon. I think in one or two of them. But yeah, I'll make it down to these. I actually did the some of the new adventures recently with WP, and they are fun. So I will get to them eventually.
Good. Excellent. You can Google World of Enders as well and find all their stuff, including shoulder pictures. Kroof, tell us what you do. What you do it.
Hi everyone, I'm Kroofs. I make a bunch of YouTube videos over on my Guild Wars 2. No, I messed that up so bad. I make a bunch of YouTube
What?
videos about Guild Wars 2 over on my YouTube. And I also stream here on Twitch occasionally. I had the distinct pleasure and honor of being on the front page with Mighty Teapot, playing through the newest content this week. So if you might have caught me over there, thank you for coming out, saying hi. And now we're here, talking about the review in depth. Gonna give all of our thoughts and opinions.
In depth. That's awesome. I did not get to catch it. I was on the Guild Wars 2 channel, but like I did not get to flip and check out the other stuff because I had to work. I didn't know. That's awesome. Follow Kroof and all their things. They made a great video recently, which is doing pretty damn well. The 100 days of Guild Wars 2.
I played 100 days of Guild Wars 2. Psych, it's 3,632 days.
That's a lot of days.
Actually, what do I have? Oh, is
It's
it
a brilliant
age?
video, actually. It's a really good video.
I need to go
Yeah.
and watch all of it. I have 11,794.
Hours?
Yes.
That's a lot of hours.
It is. Most of that is AFK and PvP.
Wait, that's telling on yourself. That's not a good thing to do. AFK and PvP.
Oh no, I
During
mean
a
in the
match,
midst
wow,
while I'm
Jebro.
waiting
Sure,
for
whatever,
Q.
Jebro. I don't know, man.
I can't
I'll wait
believe
for
you
ESL to
snitched
stop
on
for you.
yourself.
Hey,
Oh wow.
they've got ways of reporting you. Yes, I AFK'd mostly because people suck at it.
Wow.
Fornax, or the Crichton Herald, as you may recognize them. What do you do, and where do you do it?
I do midget rodeo. No, sorry. I'm Onyx, the Great and Herald. I make Guild Wars 2 content. I have made 3 videos in 24 hours. A couple
I was
of
going
days
to
ago,
say, you've
and I-
only made 3 videos? That's it?
Just
On
the
Guild Wars 2.
3. That's
Just 3?
it. There's
Ever?
only 3 videos on my
Okay.
channel. It's not
Yeah.
several hundred of them. And at the moment, I did a review. I did actually a happy review of this episode, so we're going to be talking about that. And I did my thoughts on who I think the next big bad is from the teaser, and my thoughts about the expansion being quite so close and stuff like that. That's on my channel. But yeah, I just make Guild Wars 2 stuff on my channel, and I'm trying to expand out a bit, and that's it.
Please remind me to talk about the expansion at the end, because I may forget. Just 'cause
We
it's
could
been a
talk about
week.
it, if you want. We could talk about it at the beginning.
We could, yeah.
End. We'll do it end. We'll do it end. We'll do it end.
We're gonna forget.
Right now. Chat remind
Yeah.
us. Quick, put a pin at the top. Okay. Please follow Vonex, the Grand Herald, all their places, all their things. They have nothing of pictures of shoulders. Only boots. Only boots does only shoulders. I don't know.
I'm confused.
I don't even know what to say.
I do.
Do you
Let's
have
play.
a registered shoulder fetish? I need to know. You have to let me know before we start.
I have an
What is
only
the
knees
show?
channel page.
Okay.
It's a joke, ongoing joke. Sometimes I send pictures of my knee to people.
You know, if you just
in
send
a funny
pictures of
way.
your feet, you could actually make some money. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm just
you
saying.
don't know what my feet look like. You don't want to
It's
see those.
true.
Okay. Gotta hustle.
I'm already.
Unsolicited dick pics.
I'm a therapist and a concrete creator.
Look, there's something in the air. We're being afflicted by the Oni.
It's early.
This
It's early.
it's spiraling already. What type of pasta am I? A spiraled pasta.
Well, speaking of which, the Oni, I definitely saw a little thing pop up on my screen when I was around here somewhere. It's saying something lurks in the shadows, but nothing actually appeared. But has anybody
that's
been
Kroofs.
attacked by it?
I'm always lurking around. I'm just,
Has
just
anybody
waiting
been
for the time
attacked
to
by
strike. I have. It's actually pretty fun. Now, you're not
Okay.
really attacked by it. It spawns in one of those bloodstone crazed animals that you find in Heart of Thorns.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a champion Oni.
So it's not an Oni.
It's an Oni.
It's
an
an
Oni,
Oni.
but it spawns. It doesn't it's not like an ambush, how you would be ambushed in Gyaladelv. It
Right.
just kind of spawns in the map, and then you go fight it.
Knees. All right. Can someone
kinda
read
disappointed
this
in, but-
mail from Gorik that can read and not
Does
not
it-
me?
Does it do any extra story?
No.
With the Oni attack?
No.
No, it's just an event.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll read it. Screw it. Okay, when you start the episode, Gorik sends you a mail and it says, "Very important, please open. Commander, hope this letter finds you in moderately higher spirits. Timer Yao and I have been hard at work searching for an answer to our demon problem, and we think we found a viable solution. A word of caution, our strategy will involve an exhaustive exploration of your mind's response to intense emotional stimuli. It will be taxing. If anyone has my full confidence, it's you, Commander. When you are ready, come by the power plant in New Canning City to discuss our new plan of attack. Gorik the Ever-Living.
Taxing. Sounds like America.
America. Except
Oh,
a plan emerges, power plant.
Gotta press yes.
The art's good.
Yes. Power plant art from not Heart of Thorns, End of Dragons.
From
It's
Heart
good.
of Wands. that would be interesting.
Power plant.
Power plant art. It's a new thing.
I mean, I guess you can consider Mordramoth a power plant.
True.
It's very.
Good
Hey.
thing. That's true. I like the way you did that. I like the way you put together.
I'll call the elevator. It'll be a little while. You guys hang out.
Yeah, 10 hours. I do
I love
like
the
these
elevator
elevators.
mechanics. Riveting gameplay. Action.
Quick, join us on the elevator.
Okay.
Oh wait, I think the stream is paused. Actually, for some reason I don't think the
Oh, yeah, look at
gameplay's
that.
come up. All right, stop! Don't move! Don't move! I don't know what's going on.
I'm moving.
That's. Wow.
That's very interesting. I don't know what happened there. Okay.
Huh. Oh yeah, how's your computer problems, Jebro?
Apparently buggered still.
You
All
know.
right, give me a moment. Talk about something. Oh my goodness,
How was your day today?
How was your day?
It was good. I woke up. I have recently been playing World of Warcraft because I have a free
nice.
week. Thank you, Blizzard, for giving me a gift out of the blue. It really amends all of your trespasses that you have done in the past years.
Are you enjoying? What are you playing?
I'm currently leveling up my mage. I got my mage yesterday was level 40. I just started yesterday.
Okay, so you're just like starting from the start. Starting from the bottom, now you're here.
Starting from like the halfway point, now I'm here, kind of.
Okay.
My mage was 40, so I logged back in because my account was.
Yeah, so you're not like jumping into Dragonflight, is
so.
what you're saying.
No, not yet.
Horde or Alliance?
But now I'm level 54. Alliance.
Good girl.
Are you a
Alliance.
Are you a night elf? No, you said you're a mage, so you're not a night elf.
I'm a Draenei mage.
Okay.
Draenei mage vibes.
Yeah.
But I'm currently playing through Mist of Pandaria because I never really got to quest through that expansion, and it's pretty fun.
I
Nice-
loved
nice times.
Pandaland. I thought it was a brilliant expansion.
I did too. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed. I came back in at 9.3, and by that time the community had kind of started to shift to me like, you know what, this expansion wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But
I love the
was
training montage. There's so many just like lovely cutesy bits of that. I loved it. Yeah.
I'm having some interesting problems.
and then I'll get to hopefully touch my other characters and level those as well. But wow, it was fun.
Everything okay there, Jebro?
Yeah, there's something going on with the resolution. It's not liking it, and it's spiked my CPU usage up pretty high. And last week I solved the issue, but now there's a new problem. It looks like the things have calmed down though. All right.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
stable.
Okay.
I don't know.
So we can
That
continue.
was very interesting.
Yeah, it's a capture card issue. It's not all that kind of stuff for folks. It's a capture
Thanks for
card.
the raid, Robbie.
I do.
Welcome
there's some
on
interesting
in,
things.
Raiders. Welcome on in, gamers. Are we down to play games today and press buttons?
If it
Wow.
gets
Is that what you do
real...
every time someone raids you?
Yes.
Oh wow.
It's either that or I donate to them $50.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So everyone be sure to raid me. You never know.
If it gets really choppy, let me know, chat. All right.
Hey, you look
That's weird. I remember
refreshed
raiding
and
you a few
so
times, and I don't
lucid.
remember ever getting
Sorry.
any money
Certainly
from you.
looks that way.
And for good reason. Finn, please show the commander our latest masterpiece. Just like we practiced. Introducing the Recollector.
I like that bit with the little firework. That's cool.
I'm not sure I follow.
That demon took a liking to you. After further analysis, it's clear why. It preys on unresolved stress, vulnerability.
Not that anyone is doubting your strength, but you've been known to carry the weight of the world. And that's tough for anyone, even if they are you.
Luckily, we can use that to our advantage. If you gather your emotions with the Recollector, we can use them as a lure.
Right. When our demon senses potent emotions, it'll try to latch on. Once enticed, we can lure it from the ley line. Like tasty emotional breadcrumbs.
So your plan is to make me into bait? How do I collect these emotional breadcrumbs?
You'll have to do some exploration, physically and emotionally. Places important to you should give strong responses. I know it's a lot, but we'll be there to help. And it'll be great prep for protecting your mind against further attacks.
You'll have to forgive my lack of enthusiasm for all this. But I'll do what needs to be done.
General gist. We have to go and recoup. Well, I don't know. Collect our memories.
Recollect on our past with
Yeah.
the Recollector.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
It's a
one.
rumination period.
Yeah, hallucination, kind of. It's like a... So this is basically just like reminders of like good memories, but like also at the same time, some of the language here is interesting and kind of, yeah. So the main problem I'm gonna preface like what I have with this episode, as like just a general thing to like the stream and people listening, is as a mental health counselor, I have some difficulty in some of the language as well as like the way things are being done here as like being promoting positive mental health, because some of the stuff doesn't work that way with the mind, but that's okay. But it's okay. So I'm kind of like, yeah, there's some concerns here, and I'm wondering if they got to kind of consult with anyone about some of this stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe they, you know, maybe it's not suitable for like, you know, Guild Wars 2 as well, to be honest. So maybe it's just enough for what it is. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, might I add, during this story step, it's not necessarily going back to relive positive memories.
Yes, all right.
It's actually quite varied with my trend. There's a sense of ambiguity. And then here in a moment, you have options of Last, Oreen, and Cinder. And they all kind of hit on different emotional points of, you know, my trend being ambiguous, Cinder being one where we're kind of reflecting, and there's a little bit more than just positivity here.
Yeah,
so,
no, you're right.
Maybe I'll talk about this when we get a little bit further into it, actually.
I'm just trying to maybe...
But now...
save my CPU usage because it's having problems.
You get to venture off and meet Yao and say hi to my Trin's memory. And my friend pointed out how ironic it is that I think they've given her like a Lion's Arch plaque, or like a plaque you would find in Lion's Arch.
That's just the normal plaque, you know? They only have one. There's one plaque maker in all of Tyria. And they just need they just commission that guy every time.
True.
Yeah. I think there's some people saying that why is there a memorial to my train, but no, I'm all for the memorial to my train.
Okay, their stream is really choppy.
Yeah, she saved
right now, so I'm gonna have to stop you for 2 seconds. Let me just fix this, because I can't hear you at all. The CPU usage is not having fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are your temperatures okay?
It's not that. It's the capture card. It's not capturing. I had to raise the resolution for it to capture it. It's working now. Now it's okay. It's like there's a difference. So what it does is I send the signal out to a capture card on my other PC, and it's capturing it at like 2160, and that's the only one where the visuals are moving, and it's not on the 1080, which is the lower one, which I use because, you know, it's less CPU usage, and the 1080 wasn't working, and it keeps stalling, and I have no idea why. But it's working now, so we'll see. And I'll just keep watching it. So I barely heard what you said from before, but I think what you were saying was it's not just about the good vibes. Yes, I was kind of not paying attention afterwards to what I was saying. I was like thinking about the future, but you're right. And Boots, you were going to say something as well. Sorry.
It's not important.
All right, go on. Go on. I didn't mean to interrupt. I wanted people to hear you because no one could hear you. Because I couldn't hear you, so I didn't know what you said.
Well, I think what I was saying doesn't really matter. But what I wanted to say is for this next bit. By the way, are you coming down here?
Yeah, I'm down here.
Okay, so after this little bit, where we think about my train a bit, we go off to revisit 4 different people's memories, basically. The choices are Vlast, Cinder, Oreen, and Blish. And I didn't know at the time that you only do 2 of the 4.
Maybe
and
did
I thought you do all 4 of them at some point. So I'm like, I was more interested in seeing Oreen and Blish, but I was like, I'll save the best for last.
Oh, interesting.
I'll do Vlast and Cinder first, because I don't even remember who Cinder was, and I didn't really have any feelings about Vlast because we met him for 3 story steps or something like that.
I did Vlast and Aurene.
Yeah. And so doing Vlast and Cinder, I don't know if I got the best playthrough experience as I could have gotten, and so there's that about there's some replayability to this, I guess. But I think the only reason why you only do 2 of the 4 is because Aurene and Vlast's sections are in expansion maps, and if you don't have those expansions, I think you could only do the other 2. So that's why the requirement is only 2 being done instead of all 4 of them.
Good point.
Yeah. So yeah, the first time through, I didn't really get much out of the Vlast experience. I don't know which one are we gonna do for this playthrough.
I'm gonna do this. I was gonna do the ones I haven't done, but I can do
Which ones are
Aurene.
those?
I had done Aurene. It wasn't that.
Oh yeah, you did
Right.
Aurene and Vlast. Okay, so we
We
can
can
do that.
do-
Since
we
we're
can
not
do-
gonna go through Vlast, I'll talk a little bit about it.
Oh whoops. Okay, I just started the story. Give me a second. Let me
fine.
just
I'll
get
wait.
this audio. My bad. I thought you were gonna.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to pry.
Let me
I
know when to
just-
go.
Hey, at any point, if you get worked up, I'm here. Dealing with this stuff is hard. Most people won't even try. For what it's worth, I think it's pretty damn brave to do this. And yeah, I'll be here. That's all.
Thank you, Yao. Suppose I should get started.
As a remark, and Boots afterwards, is like that is very good. Those lines there are very, very good because it's about having someone there as a support, and this is like a good I'm gonna go heavy on the mental health stuff. It's mental health awareness month, if you didn't know that as well. But like being there and listening to someone and being a support is better than advice, and it always will be. I'm still working on that myself with my friends and family, and it's always hard. But as a therapist, I'm very good at it because that's my job. So that is okay. That is a really, really solid set of lines from Yao, and actually, like Yao is one of the most put together people mental health wise in the game. I feel like Yao is just so understanding, caring, supporting, great, and just a badass as well. And just has a cool gun and everything.
But
They're just
really,
sick.
as we'll find out later, they do still have their demons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Like everyone does. Yeah. That's all right. What were you gonna say, Boots?
Right. So the Vlast thing. So my first playthrough, it felt lacking the Vlast experience because you just go collect 3 different things and then say a line like he'll be remembered, and then pick up another thing and say he'll be remembered, and then pick up another thing and say he sacrificed himself, he'll be remembered. And
Interesting.
yeah, and then so my first playthrough I was like, I don't really know why we're doing this. And then finally, once you collected all 3, his image comes up and he talks about how he feels lasted. And I think it's a replay it's like a clip from what he talked about previously in his storyline. And so again, I didn't really get it, but later on I played through it again after reading some comments on Reddit from Bobby Stein, and that actually helped me to try to understand what it was supposed to be. And I think it was supposed to be more about the person you were with, more about Timey than the commander dealing with Vlast, because what you talk to with Timey about afterwards is Vlast knowing basically that he's committed to this thing and he's going to die one way or another, basically, but he's going to try to make the best of it, essentially, and that's what Timey took away from Vlast, and she talks about that. And so I think it's mostly supposed to be Timey dealing with that, not the commander dealing with it,
because of their own illness.
because of their own illness. Yeah.
That's-
So that's
that's
why I got
smart.
my second playthrough. I didn't get in the first playthrough, and I don't even know if it's right, but yeah, that's
I
it.
like that. Huh.
I like it too, but I think the reason I didn't like it in the first playthrough is
wasn't clear.
because it wasn't clear at first. You kind of have to like really delve into it, and also just the gameplay of it wasn't that interesting. So I kind of tuned out, which is probably why I didn't really pick up on
You
it.
just did the things, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be your fault because the previous instance sets up that this is going to be your journey.
Yeah, exactly.
And the player character remarks like, well, I'm not liking this idea, but I'm going to go along with it. It'll be uncomfortable for me. Yet we get some of these story missions where it's like, well, it's not necessarily the most taxing for the commander. But then to have a little bit more of timing is good. I think it's just like the framing and the expectation isn't necessarily the most consistent.
Maybe it's a bit disjointed, yeah. That's true. That makes sense because it is framed in that right way, right? Where it is your personal experience, your personal triggers, your personal like joys and all it, memories and defeats or whatever. But yeah, then all of a sudden for it to link to someone else completely, it's like, okay.
But not to say that Blast doesn't have any emotional weight in the Commander storyline. It
True.
is probably very jarring for someone to experience someone else sacrificing themselves to protect
absolutely.
you out of the blue
That-
and just be like, whoa.
That, but also I think in the same way that Timey relates to it, it does kind of relate to the commander as well, because he has this higher calling that he has to go with, being the guardian, being the champion of Oreen. So it ties to him too, but I think it affects Timey more.
We have died, so.
There you go.
I mean, I just didn't necessarily understand some of the choices for people that we would want to reflect on. So there are people in the personal story who I think about and their sacrifices, and
Like Joker, yeah. I mean, sorry.
and like so I know
Joko's
that
sacrifice.
spoilers ahead, obviously, but I know that we get to see Air and we get to see Traherne, but I have a lot of feelings about Air and the consequences of her death. I have a lot of feelings about the fact that I was killed, and maybe just going back to where he just slotted us, and just kind of reflecting on the fact that we're only here by virtue of some sort of bargain that we made, and I don't know, I just didn't understand Cinder being in there, because although her death was traumatic, it wasn't the consequences, or it wasn't my responsibility what happened to her.
But that's, I know, so that's exactly what the story I think is trying to get across, that it isn't the commander's supposed to learn that it's not his responsibility. But again, I just don't even remember who Cinder was, which is an
I'm
issue
trying to
for me.
remember who they are now, so like maybe we'll show that one actually. Okay, let's play the story because I'm very conscious that we're having great conversations, but I do want to make sure we get through this as well. Okay, the Memorial honors May Mitrin, erected in the aftermath of the reactor station explosion, stands here in commemoration of her sacrifice. No life is purely good or evil. Good. Ultimately, we're the sum of our choices. The last choice, where they saved other people and they were kind and doing all the things. And that's what they're talking about. This was kind of cute. I like this bit. Going to get some flowers. I thought it was fish because they're fishing fish, right? And I was like,
No, you could get her fish too. You could
you
either
can get
her
fish?
flowers. You can either get her flowers or give her a fish.
oh, so you could have done that. Oh, balls. I didn't even read it.
When I first came here, I couldn't even see the memorial because so many people are doing it at the same time, and so it was just full of people. And so, if you think about it that way, there was just a pile of flowers and a pile of dead fish rotting at this memorial.
That's beautiful. I'm gonna get a fish then because I didn't get one. I didn't even know that. That's actually awesome.
Underdark said, I think that there's no air because we couldn't really do anything to prevent her death. I actually disagree with that a little bit. We prioritized many other things other than getting to her. If we had bent everything towards rescuing our friend, the mother of our comrade, then I think we could have got to her.
That
And
was
I think we
actually
could have
one of my
freed her.
major complaints about Heart of Thorn storyline to begin with. When it's like, okay, we're here. Our friends have all crashed. They're in danger. Where they're really, really in danger. We got to go save them. And then like the first thing we do is say, let's go befriend the Itzel.
Yep.
Hey, they were worth
Yeah.
it. I like the Itzel, man.
Yeah,
I mean, Itzel or Air. I mean,
yeah.
she did bad programs. There is that.
I'm gonna be real though. I wasn't exactly. I feel like we got my Trin story instead of getting Suwon's story. That's what I felt the trade-off was when I was playing through End of Dragons. I would have much rather got to know Suwon, got to experience her world, got to insights into the extraordinarily like deep time that she'd experienced, and have some sort of a better understanding. Because even now, I know that she spun the elder dragons out of whatever. I still don't understand that. There's no kind of. It's all very nebulous, and I would have much rather
it's possible
have got
that
to
there's
know
a reason
her.
why it's a little nebulous, though.
I know, but you can make up anything you like. They're the masters of the universe. They can make it as metaphysical.
But everything they
or
make
physical.
up, they're going to have to adhere to for the future, and I don't know if they want to do that.
Let's play through this bit and see the memory.
You said that. I can't change who I was, but I won't give up on who I want to be.
And who, pray tell, is that?
I don't know. Someone better.
Good. The whole like fish being there thing is confusing me, but it's okay. I'm gonna get us through a little bit of this story, by the way.
Hey,
Okay.
how are you feeling?
I don't know if you can see this right now. Can you see or hear this?
No, it's just client side.
Oh, okay.
And
Tell me when it's doing.
I will let you know.
I didn't know her well. Our first real introduction was terrible. But I did get the impression she felt lost. Finding your place can be tough. She probably thought the Aether Blades were where she belonged. But then she hit a point where she realized what she was doing didn't align with the person she wanted to be. And she started thinking less about being accepted by pirates and more about being acceptable to herself.
doesn't excuse her actions. Not one bit.
Gods, no. She murdered people. Maybe just acknowledge that she tried to do something right at the end. Not everybody does.
Yeah, that was good. That was well. See, that's the thing. Like, there was. So in that part, because you didn't hear, and you might have been watching the stream, but it was they talking about my Trin and like the different options they chose, and they chose like good in the end, right? And they kind of tried to do the best they could, and not everyone actually does that. So it was like it was kind of nice. I really did enjoy this part. Okay, let's see. We got Blish, Cinder, Ori, and Vlas. So I'm gonna Blish. I didn't see. Cinder I didn't see, but for this, maybe the sake of the stream, we'll do Aurene, and maybe.
Sure, I haven't done Orine yet, so that's great.
So Boots can see Aurene. Did any of you not see Cinder or Blish?
Although I don't know if I'll be able to see Orine if it's client side.
Oh, you'll come into the instant.
Well, if you choose the appropriate, like
It's
if we
not
all
an
choose
instant.
the same one.
Oh, I gotta replay it then. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you could just come to the instant. Oh no, that's right, because you only go to the area, right? Oh, okay, of course. Yeah, I guess that's part of the interesting problem of this. Okay. I'll do Blish first. Let me know when you're up to my bit as well. So I'm gonna go to Blish first. Yeah, sorry, I
I'm
should
just
have
gonna
really
follow
explained
you.
that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can watch it through the stream, or watch it through the stream if you want, folks.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay, so where am I again? Blish is in Radasum. Oh, okay.
So about Air and all the other people who appear in front of you at the end of the thing. I think probably the reason we didn't deal with them is because from the
Oni
perspective
spawn.
of our total storyline is that we probably think the commander has dealt with those issues before. And it brings up a lot of points about MMO storytelling, actually, because number one, generally the commander throughout this entire time has been dealing with his or her emotions through helping other NPCs deal with their emotions. So like with Air, you were consistently trying to get Bram to, you know, deal with their emotions about Air's passing. And well, I mean, Treherne, you got to do the memorial. Tybalt, you got to do. Yeah, I mean, did you really deal with Tybalt's death? Kind of.
I don't know.
A little bit. Your mentor did get a bit of a.
Yeah. So I feel like they showed up to you know, give you good feelings at the end, because you've kind of already dealt with them and have good feelings about them at this point. But that said, as a MMO player, the commander is you, not necessarily another NPC. And even though storytelling wise the commander may have already thought to have been dealt with for a lot of these different things, or needs to deal with things that we are seeing, that like Vlast and other things that we see in this episode, as an MMO player, the commander is you, so you might have a different understanding of what you think the commander has already dealt with or needs to deal with. So yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, so grief doesn't work like that. That's not how grief. When you've lost.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the comments on my video was like, "Oh, I don't really get it. I don't feel guilty for anything we've done." I'm like, this is not about guilt. This episode is about loss, and it's about finding the things that we love to hold on to, and the precious moments that we have together during kind of the chaos of life. And those are the things that we hold on to. And but grief doesn't. You don't just deal with it once and, you know, have a good cry and then, you know, you're never sad your dad died again. That ain't it, son. That's not how it works. And I feel like they're kind of doing us dirty by pretending that it is. I would have liked to have more options.
That's exactly that's what Boots is saying. I think that's what Boots is saying, right? Like, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the major problem I have with this patch. It is like it goes into mental health concerns and stuff, and I understand, like, and I think Boots, again, you know, the story for MMORPG players, right? Like, do you hark on this forever? Do you go into depth with this? Is it actually ethical as well as is an actual thing? Because it can bring up loads of things for people, and they could think about it so much that actually, you know, that could be technically unethical as well. So it's like, you know, there is a line here which you have to be very careful of, I think. I think you're right, like Boots and Herald. I think you're like, you know, doing the story dirty, I think, here a little bit is like, yeah, no, you repeat this so much. This is so, you do with grief, you repeat it so much, and then you can be grieving your entire life for someone, but you can process it, and, you know, you can move through it, and it's a journey. It's not just something which just kind of pops up and goes away. So it's like, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, for sure.
Right. So that's why, as the creator of the commander character, you might see it as Fornax thinks. Like, it's something that comes back all the time. It's something that they constantly have to deal with, and not something that's dealt with once. But as a player, you might not think of it that way. So, and as a player of an MMO, you think of this character as yourself. So you bring yourself into it, and you don't necessarily agree with the commander's choices. If it finally comes that you're putting the commander in a position where their emotions are being shown rather than just a blank slate.
Which kind of loops back to the thing I said when we first started this story, is I found it very interesting that they chose the player character to have this arc rather than leave them as a blank slate.
That's where it changes compared to most of the other story in Guild Wars 2 and most MMOs.
Especially the topic of this.
Exactly.
Not just
like
they went and did an adventure and they had their responses to the various denizens of a new territory, but it's like a very introspective storyline with this kind of blank slate of a character.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this last time we talked about the previous patch, is we're finally giving the commander a moment. They're finally giving the commander a little bit of character development. But
Yes.
is it possible to do that in MMO, first of all, and is it 10 years down the line enough, or too early or too late? I don't know.
I think they're playing around with this, honestly, and testing the water. Yeah,
for sure.
I think this is like their mechanics, or like putting in like, you know, something else. They're testing the water. I think this is new. I think they've had this kind of gone. They've done this before in various ways, but this is the most they've kind of really given us of, like, you know, these mental health concerns and like directly relaying it to an enemy and control and stuff. There is a fair bit of Mordremoth there, and, you know, belonging and stuff like that, which I'd love to go through when we get to that. But like, yeah, with this, it is a lot more in depth, and I do wonder about the consoling part. That's something I would love to ask them about. I'm going to bash on with the Goric stuff. These are great conversations. Love it, peeps.
Some of Blish's old papers. His professors always kept copies of his work as examples for future students.
Wow. He must have been at the top of his classes.
Academic competition was fierce, especially in cybernetic systems too. The results of that course are highly contested. Whatever you do, don't bring it up to Tiny. It's a lingering sore spot for her.
Noted. Mind if I have a look?
Not at all. Blish would have been thrilled people still read his work. I'd recommend his consciousness transferals papers, though his newest work was some of his most riveting. He was prepping it for publication, but he ran out of time.
Okay, look through Blish's old research papers.
Take care of Rourke. Tell him his big brother is sorry. And Tiny too. And stop keeping secrets from each other. All of you.
Okay. Interesting. The archives of the College of Synergetics are full of Blish's research from his time here. This print copy of his dissertation is well worn. Browse dissertation.
Seeing her again. I'm supposed to be dead.
When I replayed this episode, I chose Blish the second time around, and Vlass again just to do it again. And yeah, I like the Blish one.
Okay, you imagine students reading this would feel inspired by the passion transcending his pages. You, however, felt a growing pit in your stomach, its hollowness akin to the void left by a dear friend. Like that. Okay, where's the next one? There it is. Okay, there's gonna be some audio. The archives of the College of Synergetics are full of Blish's research. Oh no, I've already done that. Skim research notes. There we go.
Horror. I couldn't see, hear, speak, move. No sense of
They chose good clips from Blish's past.
only nothingness. I would prefer not to experience that again.
The skin, like we've done that. Seems like Blish. Seems like many people remember you for a long time, Blish. Yeah, these are pretty heavy going. Alright, one more I think.
When the storm passes, we've come too far to give in now.
Goric.
I shouldn't have dragged you here.
Commander, I knew from the moment you told me what this was going to be about. I wanted to be here with you.
When I was with him, I had no idea he was planning. I'm sorry.
Would have been so proud of what we accomplished, and that you still remember him.
Goric.
It took me a while to accept that his sacrifice was necessary.
Yeah.
Embrace and it was his choice. We have to honor that. It's okay.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Blish's story was, exactly, Free Fun Where. Blish's story definitely was one of the storylines that, you know, impacted me when I was playing through the story. And so, yeah, this was a good thing to relive, at least, just to remember how good it was. The story. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It was one of the more memorable ones for sure. And Goric being here as well is a big deal. That's cool. Like you get to experience that with them. Obviously, big deal. Okay, we're gonna do Orune.
I will say that
go on.
if you want to be quick and you don't want to go through all these things and you just want to get the episode done, pick Orune. You only have to do one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But the meta is
Yeah.
active.
Oh, really? Oh, damn. Wait, no. Oh. Damn. Timing, though. Okay.
That's the one thing about Orines is that you might catch it during the meta.
Ugh.
And
I also really... Yeah, that's... And then you have to wait.
you can't really get into it.
Go there.
I do
Unless
hope,
you
though,
find a
that...
map.
I do hope, though, that the Blish... Reliving Blish's storyline isn't just about dealing with the grief and helping Goric deal with the grief, because he seems like he's doing all right now. I also hope that it does mean that it is setting up something in the future about consciousness transferal for Taimi and possibly also Joko for Mecha Joko.
Yeah, Mecha Joko. I'm there with that. Who's Mirror Tenem from? Is that
It's the squad leader, probably.
Oh.
This map is almost done with it.
Oh, wait. Which map? The one you're on?
Yeah, I merged our squad or party into the squad.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I pressed cancel. Do it.
It's okay. I can, once this is done, you can reinvite me.
Okay.
And then
Ooh.
Wait,
This is the first
transfer.
time I'm using the new queue system.
Oh, wow.
This is
Wait a
great.
minute. We're all left. Okay.
Okay, our map is good.
It's a thing of beauty.
I'll leave.
Okay. Invite me. Invite us all back, I guess. Oh, that's good.
Or you can invite me. Are you all still in the same party?
No. They all left.
Oh, okay. Everyone disband and then Jebro can
I
invite us
invited
again.
you, Groof. Nice.
So you gotta take action.
Okay, invite me.
I'm queued. And this is the first time I've queued for it as well. I'm in 4. 4 in the queue.
Oh, I was queued for 1, but...
I don't know what one it was. What one was it though? Good afternoon, hello everyone. If you are wondering what's going on, we are trying to get into the map so we can do a thing. And some of the story. Which is fun times. Maybe they should have instanced this.
Nah.
I guess it's not worth it.
This is a great way to get people to go back and do older content.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I just had to teleport to friend to get into this map.
Wait, you teleported to friend to do it?
Yeah, I teleported to you.
Oh, yeah, I'm waiting to get into the Kroofs map, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you know how many
teleport-
waypoints in Terrier?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, of course. Okay.
Oh my god, I cannot use the portal to get into the chamber to talk to Orune. Because I don't have the mastery. So I'm gonna have to teleport to you once you get there.
Oh
Wait,
my god.
really?
Can I get a party invite, please?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And...
I'm not even in there yet, so
Shit balls.
it's okay.
Okay,
I'm
I
still
made
queued.
it in. I'm inside the instance. I mean, it's not an instance, it's a public. It's a public instance.
I'll get there one day.
Okay.
One day in the near future. Also, we do have a giveaway for community chests from Boots. Boots. Thank you very much, Boots, for that. Make sure you get involved in the chats. You have to do !C chest for more info, and also type !ticket. There is an error there. It's not from Brian Herald, but it's okay. Good job. That was from last time.
Okay, so I wrote down a bunch of different thoughts. Here's one thought that's fun.
Ooh, thoughts.
You know how I found it kind of fun that whenever we deal with demons, it seems in Guild Wars 2, it's like dealing with literal demons. Dealing with emotional demons means dealing with literal demons and vice versa.
Yeah.
I find it also fun that we have to gather our thoughts. Literally.
Yeah, that is a bit interesting.
Corral our thoughts.
It's a bit
Just a
literal.
squad of thoughts.
Yeah, it's a bit on the nose.
It's a bit too literal for me.
I don't know. I mean, so when you play through this, can you tell me whether you thought that what Rama says is actually related to what we're talking about? Because I don't get that it is.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I did not play this one, and I can't hear it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I will quickly listen.
Okay, let me just play it for the stream as well, quick, and...
Yeah, specifically what he says at the end, so...
Okay, let me play it and I'll tell you when it's done. Whee. I always remember this bit of the story pretty well. Defending this area and stuff, that's pretty cool. Okay, I do like this area. Okay.
The last thing about... Oh, wait.
Yeah, I've got the audio.
Stopped for my first time out this way.
Ah, that's right. Hopefully not the last.
We'll see. Never thought much about it. Never needed to. Until you, let's say, opened the door?
That's one way to put it. Well, I should get to this.
Good luck. You hit trouble. You know where I am.
Okay, I examine the birthplace. Is it before or after the examining of the birthplace?
It's after you've gathered everything together and that conversation that you have with him.
Oh, okay, alright, I'll do that first.
Can you read it out loud for me so I can...
Sure. This is where Orine's egg once incubated her birthplace. I remember when we first met, so much has happened since.
I can't explain what's about to happen, champion. But
I don't
want
have
to
a fishing
share with
rod.
you.
What?
Oh, sweetie.
Why the hell did they make you fish in a Heart of Thorns map?
I can't explain what's about to happen, champion. That's what Orine says.
Oh, right.
You might want to... You can watch the stream, right? You don't have a fishing rod?
I have 30 characters.
What? Good lord. I just picked my main for all of this. Okay. I've got to get some fish. You might want to watch the stream for these bits, Boots.
Okay.
It kind of sucks that it's not like that. If you're doing it in a party, like, that's kind of the only problem with this. And now I'm just, like, catching fish.
Just hearing your voice 3 times.
Wait, where the hell do you purchase a fishing rod?
The first map of EOD near the pier.
I'm always with you.
I can buy fishing supplies, but...
And champion.
Okay. Yeah, it's on the pier, I think, if you remember where the event is. I think you can buy one there. If that's remembered, then that's well remembered from me.
Oh, you gotta fish a lot.
Only 3 times. And it's pretty easy. They're not like difficult fish to get, if that makes sense. It's like pretty slow. Well, kind of. Then I failed.
All this time, I've been searching for the purpose of the Elder Dragon. I think I know now.
Interesting. One more. This wasn't too bad. Okay, right, one more. Fishy, yes. Get it. The podcast goes silent while I'm fishing and doing this bit.
Don't mind me, I'm just getting all the chests from the meta.
It's okay. I no longer fear death, Orion says. Yeah, now we're talking to Rama. Rama.
Wait.
How'd it go?
Watched Orine hatch. She was
I can't buy a fishing rod?
Nice. Well, at least you got a positive experience this time around.
When Orine first hatched, I felt our bond instantly. Now it's
So I can't complete this.
hard to imagine life without her.
I guess that's how you know it really meant something. Losing it hurts, but it's worth it anyway.
Do you believe that?
Sure. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Just remind me once in a while, will you?
I think I'm ready now. Should probably get back to the mine.
Okay, so what is it you confused about, Brown Herald? What did you say, sorry?
So I don't think that's a new line.
Which one?
I think that's a line, the line that he says at the end, where I guess that's how you know that it meant something, that it hurts when it's gone. I've heard him say that line before. It doesn't seem to be relating to what we've been talking about. I don't know whether there was a change or something. It seems so sort of out of sync with what we were saying, because this is a good episode. This is a good moment. This is a good memory. It's our like, we can't imagine our lives without her. And he says, I guess that's how you know that was the real thing, because when it's gone, it hurts. But it,
yeah,
you weren't talking about how it hurts.
We weren't. It wasn't, and she's not gone.
I can give you
so unless you know something.
I can give you a different idea of what that means if you want. If it's helpful. So it's more of, you know, and you're a parent as well, so you can probably relate to this more so. And I mean, you know, as I speak to parents as well, they also, there's the loss of the innocence of a child as they're born into the world, and like they get older and all this kind of stuff. And I speak to parents about this a lot. Like they actually go through a lot of grief and loss, especially in adolescence, because they lose that innocent child. So when they're born, almost to a degree, I would say it's related to that. Like there's the instant idea of like the happiness of this dragon being born, and then all of a sudden they are catapulted into this role of having to be responsible for saving the world. It's like, you know, and it wasn't very long until that happened, honestly. So it's like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, like Rune says, the child is gone kind of thing. That's kind of how I maybe see that.
That's kind of, so on the Reddit that I read some of the things from Bobby Stein, they say that the Rama thing is about him finding purpose after quitting his job, which would relate to finding purpose after, you know, the empty nest kind of situation with Aurene, I suppose.
There you go. Yeah, the child moving on, the empty nest. I like that actually. That's it takes a little bit more thinking though.
It does. I feel like there should have been some note to the fact that we did think that she died. Right. We were literally thought that we'd lost everything and it was the end of everything. It was one of the best moments that they've ever done in the story, is that absolute moment where we thought that we'd lost.
I think I don't know if they're talking about that moment though. I think they're talking about the fact that Aurene has moved past the commander, and it is no longer, the Aurene doesn't need the commander anymore, and commander had a role in Aurene's life that he doesn't have anymore.
Could this be a little bit more about also interpretation from the player? Like, but maybe it's not enough to get you to interpret it in those ways, maybe as well.
I mean, that's one thing for sure. Like, for instance, I agreed with you, Fornex, that I didn't really understand what it all meant on first bluff. Like, I'm starting to get it now, maybe because I read comments on Reddit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's tough.
I didn't get this the first time I went round. The reason I am now is because we're talking about it. So I think there is a lot of nuance and kind of, I now know what Bobby was saying with the analytical reply he wrote on Twitter, where he said like he gets that some people may not be that analytically minded, that they think about it in those ways, which I think, you know, it goes back to Boots, what you were saying about the MMORPG player and what they're trying to get through in the story and what they want. I think I would argue that as well, like if you look at Final Fantasy 14, like all I ever hear is how like mental health focused it is. It's so in depth, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, there's so many different kinds of players that actually there are a lot of people that love that kind of stuff as well. It's just and then that goes back to what Fornax was saying about how that gets done. And I think they're learning how to do that themselves right now. And this is a lot of testing. Okay.
So before the podcast started, we were actually just like talking about this, and I said that I thought that the problem isn't that the story that they're trying to give us isn't good and wholesome and interesting, but the delivery of the problem. And I think Boots agreed largely, I think everyone agreed largely that there was a delivery of the problem. And I pointed to how Final Fantasy 14 does it, whereby if you want the player to really understand what's happening, you kind of, for some people, you have to hit them over the head with it. So you have to have basically a cutscene with your character expressing explicitly these emotions in context with them. You can do it really well. It also doesn't have to be a massive budget thing. A lot of the time in 14, it's just literally the characters that you see animated in a way that's structured like a scene of a film or a movie. And I feel like if they'd have delivered this kind of nuance where we can literally, like, it's not just a few lines, it's a full conversation with Rama where he expresses himself fully and whole, and we get to respond in kind. You know, I mean, you can keep it ambiguous if you want to leave the commander kind of an empty vessel for the player to fill themselves in, but we can certainly explore a whole spectrum of different points of view and different emotions through our companions, who are there basically as like surrogates for the different types of people who play the game, are they not? So that's my thought, really.
Okay.
And I did like this episode, just to be clear.
Yeah,
I really liked
I know
it.
you did. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pump us through this. Sorry, through this. Oh wait, actually, it just put me straight into the instance. Interesting. I'm gonna log out quick.
A surprising amount.
Where are we?
We're in the new map.
To Gyaladelv.
Yeah, it didn't. I didn't tell you where I was going there.
I found the fishing stuff.
You did? Where was it?
Playing through this. Oh, good. Okay. Playing through the story, it brought up the phrase "show don't tell" in my mind a few times.
Me too.
Yeah. True.
Okay.
And I don't know, like, I'm not a writer, but I do hear that phrase thrown about, like, in television or in movies, and I don't know what writers think about that phrase, whether or not they think it's true, or whether or not they think it's a stupid thing people say when when discussing things, you know, for television and movies. But I think in video games you have a opportunity to take show don't tell to another level, you know, because you have a lot more ability to show in a video game than necessarily tell. And I think, yeah, so like as you were saying, Fornex, I think the delivery of this episode in general, in my mind, was like a lower level than, for example, the End of Dragons in general. Like the End of Dragons expansion was a higher level of show don't tell for me than Season 2, Season 1 of Guild Wars 2, maybe similar level to Season 4. This has gone down again, though, in the show don't tell department. And I think what that means to me, though, is that these two episodes probably were on a budget. Because I think they were probably already working on the expansion at that time, and because
it depends
of that,
what you mean by budget. I mean, of time, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A budget of everything, probably.
Yeah.
They changed. I mean, they've done. It's suffering from the same thing as, maybe to a degree, not as badly, but like as, you know, Icebrew Saga, the end.
Yeah.
That switch again of, like, you know, how many times, and it's like there is the switch, but then there's and they've been telling us, you know, you've kind of got to bear with us a bit here, right? But there has been a reward, I think, you know, which we're going to talk about at the end. I'm going to get through this episode a little bit because we've got a fair bit to go. I'm aware that time is kind of ticking on. Here we go. I think there was a bit before this.
Ooh, spacious, isn't he?
I can't remember. Oh, no. We're going to test it. That's right.
A surprising amount of headroom.
Perfect! Let's get some practice.
I was wondering what was going to happen with, like, the other people joining this.
Me too.
Subjects lurking around.
Apparently a char in here is hilarious.
Some jade pools.
beautiful.
Someone said that there's somewhat like there's like sounds of like a child like scraping the thing while they start talking about it and
but
stuff.
so much less fun.
What does your character say? Or what are you're a Asura? Do they say anything about being too cramped?
Nah.
Yeah, I was
It
as a
says,
Norn.
I've got a lot of
there was,
headroom.
Okay, yeah. As a Norn, it's like my knees are in my face.
Amazing. Yeah, no, everything's fine for me in this. I would love to have seen my face. Honestly. I actually died in this instance.
Oh my god. With a human character, your nose is pressed up against the glass. So
Oh really?
it's
Nice.
it's kind of sweet. Yeah.
See, I like this a lot. You know, this is fun. Launch
And you
emotions
actually
functions.
get to survive. The soloing this instance, I think you're not meant to die, but death is certainly not a super punishing factor because you only have like 3 abilities that are on pretty low cooldown.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did
Or pretty
die.
high cooldown.
They just kept coming and I just died. I was like, okay, cool. It was great. And I didn't realize what I was doing, so I was just walking around like, because it was doing drops and like got raided and all this stuff, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. What was happening? That's mostly my life, though, to be fair. At least I'm honest. Lost
Just press
emotions.
button, give us that.
Normally, I try to. There we go.
Enjoying yourself?
I'll admit, it's cathartic.
That's the idea. Sounds like
I want
everything's
this column
working
as
as it
well.
should.
Yes, but the effects seem to be wearing off pretty fast. I'm concerned it won't buy us much time.
What? Oh, those greedy emotion grubbers. And these are just the wimpy ones. Oh, bring it back. Everyone's here now, so we can troubleshoot.
I really love Timey's voice actor person. I think they're great. I really do enjoy like their sassiness. They're really good.
Debbie Derryberry is a phenomenal actor. Just
Very good.
so good.
Just funny and just like full of. They buy. That's that buy-in, right?
You're back.
Very good.
Thank the
I loved watching. I
You're
highly
okay.
recommend
You
going
still
back
have
and
the
watching their
recollector,
videos
right?
on
It didn't
like the
explode
spotlights
or-
of the voice
I'm
actors.
fine.
Oh,
The
yeah,
recollector
for sure.
During season 4, they like sat down with a few of them and interviewed them about their characters and their processes. Debbie gave a great interview about how she gets into Timey and her influences.
Absolutely.
The elements.
All the things.
You're lending me Scruffy?
Oh, right.
He's roomier than he
Oh.
looks. Why don't you take him out
Right.
for a spin?
Oh. I talked to Tommy about taking him out for spin, and now I'm doing the spin. Whoops. Can I skip that? How do I skip that and go on to the next one? Let me just remember how to do this. I'll do that.
stuck.
There
There you go.
Okay, which was the next one after this? Get Scruffy into the descend the lower depths of the mine. We already did that. It's full circle. Okay. Oh no, that's not it at all. Oh, maybe I do have to go do this bit. I can't skip to the next part, I don't think. Or maybe I can.
But thinking about Show Don't Tell again, the idea
Let's just do
behind
it.
these 2 episodes are exactly Show Don't Tell. So like they're trying, right? Like showing demons attacking somebody rather than telling about their demons that they are dealing with, you know?
I realize
I
we're
don't
doing
know.
the same one again, but it's just... It broke for me. So.
Oh no.
Oh, I did the wrong thing. It's okay. It's not going to take that long.
There's a bunch near some jade pool.
I can't remember which thing's next, so I thought if we do this, it'll probably just be quicker. It'll be fine.
Or, test out the non-lethal features.
And the next thing is just a little collection on the map where you run around and open crates. I believe.
Oh, that was right. Yeah, it didn't act like
Yeah.
there wasn't, because I did that other instance. I did the instance before the thingy magic, and I don't think there's a way for me to skip to that part.
Use your emotions.
I'm using them so much. I wish
I do
wish there was
kind
a
of love
therapist.
the
in this.
colours here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely. The green.
Is that what
and,
you'd like your NPC to be, a therapist in game?
I would. Yeah, absolutely. I wish there was like a character who, if there was going to be who is the most therapist-y like character in the game? If there was going to be one.
Enjoying yourself?
I'll admit, it's
The pale tree.
Gosh.
The pale tree?
Yeah.
No, the pale tree is
I
not
was thinking
trustworthy.
like Pale
At
Tree,
all.
Suwon.
No, the pale tree is not
Yeah.
trustworthy though.
concerned it won't buy us much.
I
Trust
know.
the pale tree.
That's
So
what
there-
I'm saying about therapists.
Oh, damn! Boots has had some bad therapist experience there.
No. I
You're
have
supposed
not
to
gotten it.
trust is like the most important thing. So who's the most trust person? If Tybalt was alive still, he would be a good therapist.
That's a good point.
But he's dead, so it don't matter. Casimir. I don't know.
She'd be really good at telling you like you're not being truthful with yourself.
True.
She's like, open up a bit more.
Kanak is too sarcastic.
What's her name? The old lady who is older than Anise, who has the Scepter of War.
Eve?
No.
No. Oh my god, I played through this a couple of days ago. Oh gosh.
What was her name?
Why is my brain not working?
I don't believe
Ivinia.
At this
Avinia.
Yeah, I was like, oh, not Eve.
Oh, I don't
Lavinia,
even
yeah.
remember that person.
She I think she's got enough wisdom.
Livia.
Olivia, thank you.
Yeah,
Ivinia.
Olivia. But Avinia is like her fake name, right?
It is, I believe.
Yeah.
Only where their structure
I actually think maybe Queen Jenna.
walls are solid.
No, Liz
No?
can't do that. Liz can't be a.
Wow.
Lisa cannot be a therapist. I don't think. She's got too many things to deal with herself. She's got a multiple personality disorder.
Well, with this bit with the crates and stuff, I also lost attention here. I was like, why am I gathering this? Like, just completely. I was like, okay. Oh, I don't want to keep grabbing the flipping things.
There is a nice little interaction with Yao though regarding this.
Oh, really? Maybe I missed that.
Never mind. Must have it confused with some other day. Some other really fun day.
There's a person up here whose name is Angle Tears.
What? Oh yeah,
Instead
because
of-
they've not gone for the angel. Yeah.
Because probably somebody else has Angel Tears.
When
chose Angle
one
instead.
of my first ever characters was called Lone Wanderer, and I couldn't find LONE on Xbox because someone else had it, so it was LOAN. So
Oh
I
my
was looking.
goodness.
So I know that pain.
That reminds me of one of the jokes that I used to get a lot at school, like dyslexics sell their soul to Santa and stuff like that. It's just.
And also that may have been a dyslexic
it'll be
thing at that
now.
time. I don't know.
It could be a dyslexic thing. We love you. Angles are lovely.
Property of Mr. Nguyen, Ministry of Urban Planning.
They do
It's
make
true.
us tearful.
You could do that divine geometry stuff that people like to think about.
That's true.
Yeah. While we're waiting, let me look back at our notes. My notes.
It's okay. I'm just
To explain why the Brotherhood
done
has
it.
an ancient Kurzik rune.
Oh,
in its
that's right, the
possession.
Kurzik rune bit. I remember now.
Acquired from
Gotta
was-
admit, this is one of my
Apparently, Tetra
most
found it
favorite
useful,
moments
and
of
it's in our
recent
best
story
interest to keep
that I've
useful
experienced in Guild Wars
things
2.
away from Tetra.
Just going back to Arborstone and
Why return it to its
digging
rightful owners
into
when
the
we can
actual
shove it
magic
into
system
crate?
of the game, aside from the dragon magic system, is so exciting.
A true philanthropist.
Hey, is nobody gonna res me?
Where are
You
you?
dead?
Yeah, I jumped off of my sky scale and landed on the ground.
Sounds like a personal problem.
That sounds like a boots
Cough
problem.
up that silver and waypoint.
No. There's like literally 20 people around me. Nobody's resing me. What's going on here?
The Guild Wars 2 communities turn toxic.
I think
Oh
so.
my god. Hang on, I'm trying to find you on the map. Oh, you all the way over there? Oh god
What do you
damn.
mean? I'm right behind you.
What? Were you?
Yeah, I'm going to Arborstone, folks.
Oh, I see you.
I'm not
Okay,
Chat,
you're on the
I
fence.
did Flying Triangle. I really did think that we were gonna go visit Rook and like interact with Rook as a part of this moment in the story step.
Me too. I
Someone
was
said it in
hoping.
their stream on the Guild Wars 2 channel, and everyone was like, "Oh, whoa, what?" and it didn't happen. And everyone's
It
like,
didn't happen. Oh well.
Silly people. This bit was bugged for me, and Rama was talking to Valeria like from way across the map. I had to keep running.
Oh yeah, he's still over there.
Oh really? Is it still bugged? Did anyone else get that?
Yeah, he's still over here for me.
Ugh.
It might have something to do with mounting up. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, the second time I played through it, he was just a disembodied voice, kind of almost following me around. It was quite
No,
strange.
he's over there.
Promise I'll drop by more.
Wait.
A lot more time these days.
Yeah.
Well, except today.
Yeah, no, he's actually here. he's just
Did you know that this is not a dead end of iniquity?
No.
New hobby to impress the ancestors?
Okay, I'm not gonna really play the audio of that because it gets awkward starting to run from each NPC. General gist is we're trying to find out and research more about how to use this rune, right? Is that what it was, pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I did know how to hack Timey's radio. Oh, yeah, true.
They have a whole collection on
I'm smart.
This part.
The book part.
This is pretty cool because if you don't do the side quest to bring Valeria inside, you actually have to go meet her at Waypoint Zuhelzer, where she's originally stationed.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting. Oh,
so it's like
okay.
a nice, fun little like. Oh, did you do the quest?
Yeah, I
from
did
back
it.
in End of Dragons.
Yeah,
and
I did it.
kind of just slightly changes like where you have to go, but I liked it a lot.
Interesting.
And going through the library and reading all the books, or having the option to read the books if anyone wants to, is really nice. And I like that we're actually like talking about wards and magic and practicing sealing and all that stuff. I'm like, I feel like we're back in Guild Wars 1 or something.
Do
I
you
like
think
it.
with that they could bring that as a system, like as a mastery system, the whole rune thing?
No.
What was that?
Technically, there are 2 skills in the game that are categorized as wards, but have no trait interactions or rune interactions. They're on Guardian. It's Line of Warding and Ring of Warding.
Sure.
They're tagged specialty with the ward utility or skill category, but it's strange. I think this should just probably like transform consecrations into wards.
I just waved to
I don't know.
Maybe that would be a
is-
good idea.
I
What's
do.
my mind is some. Oh, sorry.
No, please, Fornix, please.
I was
Please,
actually going to
please.
reference something that you said and turn it over to you because you were talking about going back and doing rune capture for the new iteration of character customization in terms of gameplay. So do you think that they could use runes in that capacity?
I would love that.
That would be
I would
cool.
love that they could. They may. Definitely not the rune that we're using for this storyline, though. Because I don't
sealing walls.
Although to be fair, back in the day when we were like doing elite speculation a long time ago, and I was like, oh man, they could do anything they want to with Guild Wars 2. They don't have any restrictions on their game system. I was like, hey, maybe they do an elementalist specialization where they actually summon like physical objects when they're doing like rocks and stuff. They could their hammer will make a rock come out of the ground that you could actually jump on.
Oh, terrain.
Terrain, yeah, exactly. Collision, but no, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
It's a shame. There are games that do have collision like that, to be fair, with abilities.
I mean, that is the ward. That is the ward that they summon. It is a collisional wall that you can't get through.
That's true.
Yeah. It just takes 5 minutes to summon.
5 minutes.
You can't pass through Guardian wards either.
Yeah,
or some of their
that's
consecrations.
Yeah, we got some stuff like that, but not a
Earth
lot.
Staff 4. What does Earth Staff 4
It's a
do
wall.
again? Is that 5 or 4?
4.
Yeah, but it's a wall that you can't pass. You can't actually jump on that wall.
It's more of a status effect rather than collision.
It could be like May's wall from Overwatch. Okay, what am I doing now? I'm going to the thing instance. Yeah. Are we all here? In the area?
Yes, except for Chak Tao.
Check's coming.
Oh, because you had to go to Echovald for yes.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just getting waypoints. This is an orphan account, guys. Just feels bad, man, but it is an orphan account. Okay.
It's okay.
How do you pronounce your name, Kroof, in game?
Oh.
Is it supposed to be like tulip?
It's like Tylip.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes I just fling a bunch of letters together and be like, okay, that sounds nice.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Do it.
Hello. What brings you to me today? I am a steward of truth and research for the preservation of Kurzik history.
We're new to casting sealing wards, but it's, not going great.
How did you come into possession of an ancient sealing ward? They're highly uncommon.
It was, passed down to me by my uncle. A real jerk of an uncle. By marriage, no relation. But I want to learn how to use it, and Valeria said you're the person to talk to.
Oh, she's very kind. Though, I mainly practice in disabling wards. But some basic sealing work shouldn't be a problem.
This just feels so priory coded. You know what I mean? Like spells, books.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dungeon research. I love this.
You do?
I want to do so much more of this.
Also, can we take a moment to admire this lady's beautiful face paint? And can we possibly get some of that for us in the game?
She got cool flowers in her hair too.
Ooh. Oh yes, they're lovely. I hadn't noticed those.
Yeah, she's cool. She does look really cool, but not as cool as me.
I'm too tall to see her face paint.
Sorry.
Her bangs cover most of her face at my height. Level.
Okay.
I could only see her the back of her head.
Now, you'll want to speak clearly with intent. Visualize your desired outcome.
Easy enough.
Firebrands be
I seal this pass before me. 2 worlds, once whole, divide, and...
Rama, you failure.
That wasn't with intent.
That was just kind of half-assed. One thing there isn't is
Delivery is
there's
a
not
bit
many achievements in
stiff.
this.
Say it as
I
if
don't-
the
someone
voices
said there
of
weren't
all
any.
your ancestors who mastered this
are.
In the
art
meta,
It's
there
just
is.
not
now
like
speak through
a
you.
whole.
I'll
It's not as many
try.
quest achievements as I would have liked.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're used to looking down at the bar, you know.
Visualize. I seal this pass before me. 2 worlds, once whole, divide. Withstand all wandering evils.
I wonder if you can
and
translate
guard
these
what
runes.
lies inside.
Good, good. Now,
What if you can do what? Sorry.
Translate these runes. If they're like old Canthan, maybe.
you must arrange each
You can't
conjured
really translate a lot of the Canthan
whoops.
language.
rune you're casting.
I did it wrong. Sorry. Go on. I don't need to do it.
They
There is
do
more than
repeat.
one just popping up as well, by the way.
They
Oh, we can't
repeat,
interact with them.
by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
good lord, what?
There
this-
are 8
this is
runes.
interesting.
There are 8 runes and they repeat 4
Okay.
times. Yeah.
Interesting.
I would imagine that shaman has already, if it's possible, translated these.
Yeah, maybe.
They're kind of
Whoa.
on the ball with this kind of stuff.
This bit though, this gameplay bit, this part, I was like, okay. There's no order to this. There's no
Yeah.
like, there's no.
There's no puzzle element.
It just doesn't
It's-
feel
so
good.
besides the dialogue, all the game mechanics in this story do feel a lot like busy work.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like just filler, kind of thing.
That's it.
When they didn't need to do that,
You did
maybe for
splendidly.
time purposes, like
And to
filling
think
in the
Maybe.
time.
You've
But
only just
I
started
would have
out.
much rather have been
It
like
actually
painting the
worked.
runes.
We're not a bad team, Commander.
Yeah.
It's funny,
Well,
you've just been playing World of Warcraft.
we're
They have
ready to
a
go,
mechanic
take
like
this
that
one
where
out
you
for a
run
spin.
around and fire arrives and
Thanks
you
for
can
your
paint
help.
pictures on the floor, and they were doing that for one of their expansions.
I'm sure your
That's right. There is the free time for that right now, isn't there? You were
Oh,
saying that.
Reader Geek, you're right. I should kneel. Hold on.
Actually helpful for once.
It didn't work. I'm at the same height.
Yeah.
Same visual height.
Yeah, you'd have to adjust your POV. I think you can move
Yeah.
it down. No one's. If you go into first person, oh yeah, it's still quite high, isn't it? I actually missed that, I think. The actual wall.
Oh, when I'm zoomed in?
Yeah.
The vertical position near and far doesn't do anything.
Oh.
When you're zoomed in, it's a fixed view from your character.
Rip.
Rip.
You did try. Good
There is
course.
a button. There is a button that you can adjust camera to character height, and if you unclick that, that might do something.
And then there's normal, regular middle height. That's right. That's true.
Interesting.
Yeah, where are we going now? I think we're going to the delve, aren't we? Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Okie
Back to
dokie.
Gala.
Oh, next is too
I
much
would
fashion wars. That's what's
Love to. I will when we go and do this part when we're in that new map area. I cannot wait to hear what you have to all say about the extension of the map, because I have some feelings about that. Oh, that was clicky.
I mean, we'll probably be able to get into it once we reach the final story step too.
True.
Because it's kind of, you know, a copy pasta.
Copy pasta. Okay, I'm going on.
A little different, but
I do enjoy these lists.
similar elements.
Yeah, true. Wait, is this an instance as well?
I'm so happy that we actually get to go to the very top of
So
this.
interesting.
Were you able to
Hey,
get the seal
check this
working?
out. Someone
Yeah.
come down with me on
I
the
managed
elevator
to
again.
conjure it.
Okay.
But it took a few
Okay, I've
tries.
got the audio going. Wait a minute.
Plus, I had help.
You prepared as best you could given the situation. Everyone has. How are you doing, Commander?
Ready to put all of this to rest.
You can say that again. If everything's set over here, I'll go alert my crew. We've got siege turtles ready to mobilize by way of an old Luxon mining passage. Help you lure that thing to the surface. We'll head through first, clear things out. Then you come through and seal those exits. You need me? I'll be on comms.
Need some backup? Finn and I.
Stay with your friends. They need you. Oh, and, Detective, when you're done with that seal, it's yours. You're the one who knows how to use it, so do what you will with it. Good luck out there.
Same to you.
Okay, and then you can talk to your friends and all the people. I don't think I need to do that specifically.
There is an additional bit of Yao dialogue if you come and interact with this McGubbin where I'm jumping.
Wait, where are you?
If you're interested. I over here, Di.
Oh, okay. Oh, audio, look.
Yao here.
Oh.
Saw June for the first time since my abrupt exit. Probably should have been straight with her from the start. She gave me a stern talking to. Stern even for June. But she's also pretty amped about our ley line discovery. Said she'll help our research however she can. Resources, funds. Even got someone to fill in for me at Junlai. All that's left is to solve the demon issue. No big deal, right? Right?
I didn't know about these ones. That's the first one I got. Cool. Okay.
They're nice.
Yeah,
I wish it
it's-
was more of a quest that would like show you where they are on the map so you could go and collect them and get the story.
Funny, that's something we've been talking about for like forever. Please give us quests. Okay, I'm gonna go and oh, that's funny. They're actually just completely hug it off. Is this the next one? Oh, entrapment. There we go. Okay.
This is a really cool looking griffin.
I love Boots. Just wandering off, like, come to the lift.
We practiced, we prepared, and now it's time to take action.
That's true.
Ready?
There's a blue car. He's gone.
Let Gorik know when you are ready to deploy the Recollector.
Okay, Commander. You'll want to get fairly close to it. Entice it a little with the Recollector.
Entice it. Tickle it.
I do like the little pop-up that comes here.
And it does not look heavy.
Run.
Run. I originally thought this was going to be like a try to outrun
That's
the
what I thought.
boulder
I was
type
excited.
thing.
I was excited.
I was
about
like, oh, I'm ready to jumping puzzle my way through this.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then it just
So-
stopped.
Just like we practiced, Commander.
Yeah, I would say
Those pests any way you can.
I would say the whole
Stun 'em,
ceiling
smack
thing
'em,
is
get
necessary
them
because they
in a
want to make sure that the bad guy can't get back into where the ley line is.
Yeah.
Story-wise, it makes sense that they're sealing it, but gameplay-wise, breaking up this run into stop, start, kind of reduces the fun of it and reduces the I thought that this Ravenous Wanderer was going to be like big, bad, scary, we have to run away kind of deal.
Yeah.
But it makes it way too tame because it just stops attacking Timey, doing that. It doesn't feel dangerous anymore. This run doesn't feel like we imperative.
Run 5 paces forward.
Yeah, it was. It did not feel. It was just that was the whole thing for me. This whole run for me was just like it didn't feel like the end of an expansion. To a degree, like, you know, this is not. I know this is not how they're going to probably do it for the others, but like this is the last part of this End of Dragons run, right? Like this is the end of the storyline, not storyline, but like you know the end. We got another expansion
it's
coming.
not. I don't think it is the end of Dragons. It's technically the end of 10 years of storyline, but I really do think no, the truth is it's the end of Dragons.
It's even worse.
Sorry, end of End of Dragons was an End of Dragons, and this I think is an interlude.
Oh no, it's not an interlude though. It's part of the. Technically, it's part of like the expansion.
Yeah, in the way that it's presented to us monetarily, but I don't really. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but what you're saying is it feels more like an interlude. Got you. Yeah. No, you're right. Absolutely.
I feel like what they were trying to do was have this as a new beginning, rather than kind of interim fluff, rather than kind of capstoning the story, because they already capstoned the story with that huge momentous battle with Suon. I feel like that was the end of it.
And I guess it is a bit of a new beginning in that we have now the Friends Detectives, which I am still a fan of the Friends Detectives crew.
Soon to be renamed. But I think that End of Dragons, this does slot pretty well into what the entire package of the End of Dragons expansion is really going for, which is wrapping everything up in a bow to then go on to new adventures. So you don't think
this is a new beginning?
No, I think the chapter 1 through 16 was wrapping up the dragon storyline, which they did. These last 2 chapters, it then turned to let's wrap up the commander storyline so that we don't really have to go back and touch on these points as much in the future, and we have more free reign to go off and do other
there you
things.
go. So there's the kind of wrapping up, I guess, if you will, I suppose. Yeah.
I think these last 2 chapters were just to wrap up the commander and any other like past endeavors we've gone through that weren't necessarily directly related to the dragon magic system.
Okay.
Sure.
I see that. I just feel like, especially with the way that at the end of this episode he says case solved for the first time, I feel like they're just trying to introduce that kind of we are going to be using this as our plot device to move us wherever we want to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, do you guys know why this jade is blue?
Nope.
It's been corrupted.
Magic. It seems that depending on the type of magical resonance it has, it will have like a different hue to it, maybe.
Could also be the lighting, I guess. I don't know.
It's got a better texture to it than the other jade. I like it.
Oh, I think this is jade that's been touched by a ley line. Because when we were in the confluence, I don't know if that was what it's called, but the deep, when we were in the 3 platform area, all the jade around there was blue as well, and they were remarking about like the amount of ley lines that were in the area. So I imagine this is like, if jade gets touched by a ley line, it turns like bluish teal.
Okay, that makes sense. In its own way. Jebro, are you collecting the ley line energy?
I was just looking at it. It's this part as well, the story and the memories, like you know, all of that kind of stuff. I really switched off during this part. And I wasn't sure what was going on. So if anyone does know what the hell's going on right now, this is where I lost it. I was like, what?
What's happening is are
Oh no, I know
being
what to
used-
do in the gameplay wise. That's not
Wait,
the
no,
problem.
no, I'm telling you.
The story.
We're-
Oh no, it was Kroof. I was responding
Oh,
to.
okay,
Sorry.
sorry.
You missed one.
I know.
So our character, the commander, was to be used as bait to draw out the demon. Now, we went through the whole process to like be able to combat the demon with our emotions.
Oh no, I know that stuff.
But-
It's the
okay,
stuff with
I
the
know,
NPC.
but-
Sorry.
So what's happening with the NPCs now is that they didn't go through the same process apparently, so they're all being
Getting
affected by the
corrupted.
demons, but we're kind of immune right now, I guess.
Got you. Yeah.
So they are dealing with their own stuff right now, and we're trying to help them out.
I think I got that. I think maybe I just missed this story that he's going through. Like I was kind of just a bit confused about it. Maybe I just didn't follow it. I think I lost interest that bit. But yeah, okay. So it's kind of what I thought. Okay, thank you for that.
In that one story part when you had those jade blocks, you brought it to the void and it turned that blue color. Oh, okay. So it's void affected jade.
This is where my ADHD lost me because I started to lose interest and I just started to switch off and I was like, oh no, this
Yeah, I
isn't
get that.
okay. Like I need to really. That's when I'm like, fuck. Because it really makes it hard for me to pay attention when I'm just starting to lose that interest. It's really difficult.
What happens if we just kill the Ravenous Wanderer?
I was wondering the same thing.
I didn't even know you could get low like that. Let's try and do it. Let's go.
It disappears when you CC it.
It probably respawns.
And it comes back.
yeah.
So what if we kill it without CCing it?
Can you not gain grab for the magic either?
No.
No.
You can't do anything? What?
We can't do anything.
No.
Which
This
is
is
weird because
silly.
there were some other story missions where other players and your party could interact with some pickup objects.
Oh, it didn't it respawn, but its health didn't go up. So let's try to kill this thing just for fun.
Okay. Chris,
It'll
like,
take a
fun?
while.
Is it fun?
Let's keep
really,
it
it's
going because
going
it's gonna
It's going down pretty fast.
I think he gets a certain
Not if we
HP
keep
and then
seeing
disappears.
it.
No, but it comes back at the same health level.
But it would take so long.
I'm doing
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this is the thing that we fight at the end. It doesn't matter what we do. It runs out and becomes that big burble thing. So
it. What if it doesn't? What if we found a
Boost is trying
loophole?
to
okay.
put a
Okay,
bug in
no,
the
let's kill
system.
it.
Do you remember that episode?
Yep.
The bug in the
I remember
system?
that episode, yeah. Story.
Painful.
It was good actually.
We gotta stop seeing it though.
Yeah, someone else is CCing it, and I'm really annoyed by that.
I mean, soft CC probably also eats at it. So like blind, cripple.
Oh god. Okay, so I will not hit it because I have a lot of like casual CC that just happens. So I'll be.
Casual CC.
No, don't hit me. No, leave me alone. I'm not playing. No.
Stand still. We'll heal you.
Fine. Okay.
Okay, we're trying to kill it.
Chilmu?
It's gone again. We're doing great, everybody. Okay, we can keep moving while this happens. Actually, the story is still going, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yes. So this is the part where Chilmu breaks and is in need of assistance.
True.
I like these plants and stuff. Yeah, I don't
I
mind
actually love the
these.
aesthetics of the biome. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I like this
Sorry.
place. Yeah. No. Same point. So
I think it looks really good. I'm glad that they did introduce the zip line so that you don't have to actually
Ugh.
walk through the entire
God,
tunnel.
yes. Thank you. That is good. Die, skelk thing. Okay, so almost that. Wow, I could have just jumped over. I like how everyone else just left. All the NPCs are just like, we're just gonna leave you, Commander. You're okay over there, aren't you? Good. I like their jump animation actually. Kind of cool. Poor Finn. Finn, are you coming? No? Okay, good. That was dodgy.
I really
my
enjoy
God.
this moment with Chilmu and Yao.
You do?
It's the most story development for Chilmu that I really appreciate. Because he was always kind of just like this jerk of a boss.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to see a little bit of a humanizing element with how he met Yao. And,
Oh no,
like,
he
helped them.
respawned. Full life.
Grove is talking about something.
Oh, is that full health now? Ah!
Okay, this is my favorite
It
part.
doesn't matter. The killing of things.
So yeah, the thing is, so we spent all this time, like, every time someone is affected by the demons, we like get them to center themselves, get them to think about good thoughts, get them to like break away from the demons mentally, and then we approach all these Brotherhood, Scrappers, Pistoliers, etc., who have all been affected by the demons as well.
Yes.
And we're just like, they're not main characters. Let's just beat them.
Kill him. Oh no, you don't kill him, do you? Because they get stunned.
No,
right?
you just knock them out.
We beat some sense into them.
That's true. Yeah, which we could have just done, like, you know, I mean.
Everybody,
why don't we just knock out Cholmu?
Yeah.
Just knock out Cholmu.
It still would have been nice if they reused, like in the open world meta. I still kind of detest the air filtration system that they used. I would have much rather it have been like kind of a mimic to Void during the strike mission, because when you are inflicted with 10 stacks of Void during Harvest Temple, you become an enemy to your ally players, and you can like open world PvP. So I think that would have been a more interesting idea rather than the air filtration.
I'm so sorry.
That visual up there was funny when the kid that gets knocked down. I just found that really hilarious.
No, it's one of his crewmates.
Oh, he's a crewmate. Okay.
In the beginning of this story mission, I think.
My bad. It just looked hilarious the way they felt. It's like
One thing I wish that this story touched on more is the origin of the Ravenous Wanderer.
Yes.
Yeah, this enemy, it's just. They're very visually. I love the model. I love that we're getting Oni. It's kind of a return from Guild Wars 1, but it's just there's not a lot of understanding or character as to, not that we need to necessarily know every minute element, but I think it's because we don't know if they're going to be a reoccurring character in the expansion, where it's like, well then, it just feels a little
exactly. I don't know.
lifeless.
I don't know why. Like, I mean, I get that they needed a tool to tell a story of, like, you know, that's what it feels like more of, like that they were a tool to tell you know, hook into the whole idea of having to be deal with emotions and emotion sapping. They were just like, yeah, that makes sense, that fits, right? But like, if it doesn't fit in elsewhere, it kind of feels like maybe a little bit of a waste. Almost to a degree. Like, you know, I would have liked to learn more about them, remembering what they're about, because they're an important part of Guild Wars, right? Like, would you agree? Would people agree with that?
Yeah. You know, it's interesting also, this one Ravening Wanderer, if you get in the way of its attack, it does no physical damage.
It's just completely
Does it
goes
just
off.
apply bleed?
It just applies bleed, yeah.
Who am I giving this to?
I mean,
yeah.
So
Where is Yao? I can't remember.
He's here. He's here, hun.
The basket
Oh my
with the
god,
arrow.
I can't see.
There you go.
The big thing.
So,
Go on, it's okay.
oh, I want you to miss the dialogue.
I've missed most of it because Boots keeps talking over it.
Damn, shots fired.
It's alright, everyone's done it anyway.
So, I think that. Okay. I think that the voice that we hear in the teaser when they told us that we're getting an expansion this summer, I think that could be. I mean, I said it was Menzies in my video. It could be Knaxai, which links to the Wanderer, which links to the Shadow Army, which links all these things, so that this isn't just a dead end kind of one shot, this isn't a D&D one shot.
Yeah.
This is actually proper living world style bridging content to move to the next story.
Hopefully.
With these demons everywhere because of the consequences of Kraugotoric weakening the barrier between the myths, which I would like to see some consequences of our actions. I would really like to, somewhere.
Now, when you say Menzies, do you mean Mingus?
Yes, I'm sorry, my pronunciation is horrific, so forgive me, please, darling.
I read it as Menzies when Rita mentioned it the other day.
Phonetically
I
in
did too.
English,
The
I
only
think
reason
everyone has said
anybody thinks-
Menzies.
Yeah, the only reason
Dyslexic
anybody
nab.
thinks Mingus is because of one Reddit post by a dev that says it's actually pronounced Mingus.
And everyone's like, no, it's not. It is in fact not.
Sugo, yes. There
The
you go.
community has overruled such a decision.
We do not care what the devs think about the names of their own NPCs, okay? We will call it what we want to call it. And you will deal.
Well, I think it's because like,
I'll
the
say
name is like
Mingus, though.
from folklore, right? Or like Scottish folklore, and in Scottish folklore it's pronounced Mingus.
I'll say Mingus.
This thing just won't quit. What are we
Animation of the enemy.
I would love if this did continue, like this, not this particular story, but the idea of Oni, of demons being a
dark
more
magic.
present threat, dark magic being more present threat in the future. I would love that to continue because, like I say multiple times, I love the mists. I want to learn more about the mists. I love demons. I want to learn more about the origin of demons. But I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what's gonna come of it.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the vanguard. This could be the vanguard, rather than just a throwaway.
Perhaps.
And
rather
then we have this big manifestation, shadowy manifestation of this demon, which in part is also like, how do they do this? We've never seen this before. It's new, it's novel, but this is, I think, where it starts to really in gameplay and in execution, it starts to fumble the bag a bit.
I think I actually understand a little bit more now what this is, because this technically this thing isn't even, it is real, but like it's not at the same time. Like, you know, he said, like, you know, it's trying to make itself bigger, so we're really kind of destroying.
Okay, I have a big issue with that. How do we know that?
That's true.
In what
that's
world
like it.
did the commander go, it's trying, no.
It's scared.
How the hell do we know that?
Yeah, he said at the beginning with the "is scared" making us larger, right? I guess to a degree.
And this is the showing, not telling.
Yeah.
Just telling us what is happening and not necessarily giving a logical through line as to like, oh, we know what this creature does. We had personal time with it. It was our personal demon. We've never really had that time to develop that understanding of who this character is. So I don't really buy the sentiment of, we know what it is. We know that it's on its last legs. We know that it's scared. What?
Yeah, no, we didn't get the feeling of that. Yeah.
Are you let down that it isn't a named demon like Kanaxai in the end?
Personally,
interesting question.
Kroof, go for it.
Oh no, you can go. Yeah.
Gosh. So I like new lore. I mean, as much as I harken back to the old, that's generally just to have something interesting to talk about, because I think the old lore is so good and it's nice to kind of look backwards. But I love new lore, and I did like the fact that this wasn't some old monster from ages past. That it was like the manifestation of our despair, that we fight with hope. I like that message. I like that kind of hopeful sentiment. I think, I guess we're kind of like living in a time where we don't have a huge amount of hope, and I liked the lightness of that. That's one of the reasons that I praise this episode, because it's despite how bad things look, you keep going, you keep fighting, you find things to love, you find things to fight for, and I like that message, and it's a message that I think we need now more than ever as humanity, right? And I like that idea. But in terms of like, if you're looking at it as a game development thing, I think there's many flaws to be found in what's been given to us. Yeah. But I think that the intention is good.
Yeah, because like whenever I have, so basically we're taught like as therapists as well, it's like you have to search for the hope in people. That is basically like, you know, if someone is on the edge of suicide, or like, you know, suicidality, or like depression and everything else, and they don't see a reason for living, etc., like hope is the thing, right? Like hope is the big thing. Like even anything like goals, like looking towards the future, anything like you like glimmer of hope. So you're right, I like that actually. I didn't think about that in this, actually, funny enough. So that is actually a very good point. I don't think it's I think it comes back to that obviousness point, and with what Kroof's saying as well, though, to a degree. I'm not sure if it's as obvious as maybe it could be.
Here's an important note. Actually, no, it's not important. No, you guys continue. I'm going to talk later.
Okay.
Or don't continue. I'll just say what I was going to say then.
Just say it.
Not important at all, actually. But Detective Rama is a melee character.
Yes.
And so he is right up against the Ravenous Wanderer. And what that tells us is Detective Rama is in fact immune to Devouring Void.
Which is the same icon as the Deimos debuff, funnily enough.
That's right. Yeah.
So he's a demon. So this is the...
He's something, yeah.
Okay.
Jebro, as we could tell, is not immune to
I am dying all the time. What? Am I even doing the right thing right now? I don't think I am.
Did you blast him with the blaster?
Yeah. Maybe
again.
I didn't target him properly. I'm just running in and dying now. I think I didn't target him. There we go. Oh, I'm dying for the fourth.
Also, this whole instance is quite repetitive and very much like the meta event. The lack of actually attacking this entity.
Yes.
Yeah.
It leaves me wanting more. I think that we should have been actually attacking the bodily form, the spectral form of it, and then at these intervals, it like unleashes its heart.
Absolutely.
And kind of like goes in a vulnerable state directly at it. So we're always like,
but I'm sure
fighting it directly.
Now, gameplay wise, I agree with you because that would have been more fun than what we got. But story wise, there would have been probably cries of, "Oh my goodness, it's demons, emotional demons attacking us, and what do? We just hit it with a stick." So I think there's positives and negatives.
I don't know. You're giving the Guild Wars 2 community a bit too much credit there.
Thing. It could have phases of needing, the more we attack it, it drops emotions. Like the thing that it's been feeding on, we kind of like recalibrate it and like use it to break it.
I think they kind of missed a trick. So they've said literally that it's making itself big. So as we break it down, if it could like shrink for a moment, so that you can demonstrate as a bite. Yeah.
Or if it's making itself big because it's scared, maybe just get bigger every time we.
So wait, maybe there's more of a it's more of a disconnect between like the storytelling specifically and the mechanics and the actual combat in the game. Maybe that's the big bit of a disconnect here. Rather than
which of course could be a thing because various teams sometimes work at various paces and some things are not able to be fully shown in game and the writing can be a little iffy, but at a certain point when you release a product, if that is a part of the situation, you can't really like hand wave that off. It is going to factor into people's reviews and impressions of the product.
Yeah. The compact is sworn. I mean, I was quite surprised that we got the same demon with basically the same demon again, and it felt very repetitive. I was hoping for something quite different on the map. I was hoping that we were going to be fighting in a demon in a demon in the personal story, as it were, and then an actual big monster, big bad source of this in the meta map, the kind of the same that we did in Heart of Thorns, going into Mordramoth's mind, dealing with that, and then the physical manifestation of it was dealt with by the meta, by a big group of people. I kind of thought that they might be doing that, but
that would have been so much. That would have been captivating. That would have been the forced kind of narrative that you were talking about in reference to 14, where you really take the moment to pause and elaborate upon the characters' emotions and how they're reacting to their past and the current stimuli of these demons. And then we would have actually maybe had a little bit of understanding of like the demon, because it could speak through our own traumas and like really get at our mind and like eat away, and we somehow rally and we're able to conquer it. I think that would have been great. It would have been a bit reminiscent of Heart of Thorns, but we never actually had our own personal demon that we faced in the Heart of Thorns mission.
That was more Bram and other people,
Yeah, it would have been good for a good moment for us.
Is it relevant to what we're talking about, or you use it completely out?
It is. Why is there just jade jutting out of the ground every once in a while for us to hit?
Because they needed a mechanic.
They needed something, I don't think it's relevant.
That's why I'm like, we should be fighting it. It breaks off portions of our memories, and then we take those memories to fuel it, instead of just like, we hit Jade.
Hey, you're supposed to be coming over here and encouraging me. I don't know what you're doing.
Special action button. Special action button.
Oh yeah, that one. Sorry. Uh-oh, I'm about to get killed. No. God damn it.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Was this special action button? There you go. Cheer. More cheers, please.
Jebro, I think you are special.
Wait, it broke.
Yeah.
Oh no, there you go. Sorry, it's not broken. It's the hand.
Jebro, I think you could press that button.
Now, where? I already did, I think.
Okay, good. My cheers help.
It broke. I got interrupted during the big thing, and then it broke.
And then you touch it. You like tap the spectral creature, and it just
and that's it. It goes. It's a really anticlimactic end. That's my problem with this. It feels really like.
For the first time of many still to come, I can officially say, case
closed. Granard.
Really just kill that thing with the power of positive thinking?
This was funny.
You know, normally that kind of crap annoys me.
I like the way they just refer to it that way, though.
Yeah,
maybe that's just the adrenaline talking.
I think it's funny.
Not good.
Nice work.
They're taking the Mickey out of it, though. You didn't think it was funny? I thought it was.
No, you don't tell people the theme of your story like outright.
I thought it was
This is a story of positive thing.
To be honest, if I wrote stories every time, I would get someone to say the theme of the story every time.
Oh no, chat.
In case you missed it,
somebody thought it was funny.
the theme of the story was X. I was like, no.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
I would do that.
I thought it was like, you know, if you, because that was the theme, you just kind of take the piss out of it. Nothing wrong with kind of the piss taking.
But like at this topic, we were just talking about the importance of like treating the storyline with care and like giving seriousness to it. That one line when I was playing through it the first time really irked me. I was like, you're right. You
really
are right.
Balls.
That's true.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because
that was my one criticism of the actual writing of this story. All the other story missions, the one we're actually going to get into, I love it so much. But that one instance, I was like, oh, it ended on such a bad note.
I have a question for you, Kroof. Have you ever seen the movie Hot Tub Time Machine?
I have. I can't say that I remember a lot of it though.
Do you remember? How do you feel about when Daryl from The Office turns to the camera and says, "It must be some kind of hot tub time machine"? How did you feel about that situation?
I was probably 7 or 8 when I saw that. I don't know.
Oh my god.
That's not an appropriate movie for a 7 or 8-year-old to see.
So I genuinely can't say, but I imagine in that context it was probably a bit funnier because it's a comedy.
That's true. That's true. I think there's two ways of looking at it. In there, I think you can. Humor is a really important part of like how I do my work as a therapist. So like, I guess like there's the kind of. You can err on the side of, oh, like it's funny, like we defeated the thing with like positive feelings. So there's that comedic part as well, which is, I think it really just depends like what you want from that. But like I did want more seriousness and a little bit more in depth relation or like, I don't know, to mental health concerns and how more difficult it is to really move through this kind of stuff, because I feel like that wasn't paid enough attention to.
Yeah, I think Reader Geek's got a good point there. If I was the writer, I would definitely have the commander say, "We really found out what lies within."
Yeah. I don't know. I think I kind of like that to a degree. I get what you're saying.
And I'm not being sarcastic. I would do that. I would definitely do that.
Being self-referential to story titles and chapter titles is one thing. Telling, I don't know, it reduces, it also makes me feel like there's not enough trust in me to understand the messaging of a story.
I don't know, like a lot of people haven't understood the story as well anyway, I guess. But like,
that's for this particular story. Their other expansions have worked very well for me, but
They're a little bit more obvious though. Big baddie, go kill it. Like do the things. It's not as, I don't know. Find a partner to help support Rama. Oh. Wait.
Oh yeah.
Wait, we have to go. We have to do
The
Connect,
epilogue
right?
of this mission
This is good.
is my favorite thing I have done in Guild Wars 2 in a long time.
Is it Connect? Are we just taking Connect then?
I did Connect because I thought he was gonna be my wingman.
Okay, if you pick Ayumi, she wants to get it on. Ayumi is
My understanding
so
is that
sexual.
My understanding is that every character, if you have the choice and choose that choice, wants to get.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Kanak is very sultry and it gives off that vibe. Yao is pretty middle of the line, very like.
Okay, so they have different options. Someone told me that it's the same options for all of them.
No,
I
you
guess
get the
that's
same
wrong.
options, but their responses are different. And at least
Okay,
for my
good.
impression of
I
Ayumi,
don't know,
if you
I
go
did.
sultry, I was genuinely like, oh my god, we don't even know you. And she's like, oh my feathers.
I did Connect on stream. Right, chat, tell us what you want to do, and also tell us what you want to do, people in the podcast. What do you think? What do you want to do? Connect, Yao, or Ayumi? I don't think Yao. I like Yao a lot, but like...
Why not Yao?
I don't know, maybe Yao then. Connect. Well, we are going to do Connect, because I said I was going to do that. No
I
choice,
have yet
sorry,
to do
chat.
Kanak, so I will choose
Oh,
Kanak.
it is very good. Very good. Okay.
I mean, he is my favorite character in the whole of the game, without doubt.
Where do we go?
Connect?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him too.
Oh.
How do you feel about the change in voice actor?
I love Matt Mercer. I love him
I know.
dearly.
Yeah, he's too good.
But
That's why.
he is amazing, but I miss the old one. I
Yeah,
do.
same here.
He just and
Mr.
that's not a slight
DiMaggio.
on it's not a slight on Matt at all. He's amazing. He is amazing, and I'm sure that I will grow into the new iteration. I'm sure.
It's still kind of like Kanak hasn't had a lot of screen time, but like the old
He hasn't.
John DiMaggio was Kanak, and we knew
Yeah.
him for so many years.
Why did they
I think so,
change?
but I think Matt Mercer has evoked a lot of what Kanak is so far in his tenure as Kanak, but he's missing a little bit of Bender Bending Rodriguez still.
I can't
think
remember
that's-
him as much.
He just
honestly.
he just needs to be a bit naughtier. He just
Yeah.
just
I think
like
he is naughty,
25% more naughty.
Oh, he
my
needs
shiny
25%
metal
more naughty. Okay.
25. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he's
like-
missing the Kiss My Shiny Metal ness of him. And he's missing, the I'm back baby kind of ness.
Oh,
situation.
scheduling content. Okay. All right, let's listen to what he's going to say. To what do I owe the pleasure, Commander? Looking for some excitement? How would you like to? Etc. Cancel your plans. You're having dinner with me tonight. That's what I said.
I thought you'd never ask. Already picked out my suit.
Why do you
What
keep
think?
dying?
Looking very sharp.
Naturally.
Because I
Sorry
like
about
it
your
when
cool
you
friends,
rub
though.
my butt there.
Well, we're obviously going to upstage them. Look at us.
I don't know how to
We're
respond to
stunning.
that.
Let's knock him dead.
I like this bit. Like, we're stunning. We're going to knock them dead. Okay. Time to go
Just
to the restaurant.
pixels, baby. Just pixels.
Wow, calm down, people. What's
It is
going
just
on?
pixels.
You okay over there?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's just,
Just
my
some
character. the Norn.
ERP there.
My Norn is like 90% butt, so when she's resurrecting me, this is just can't help but touch it.
Delph.
Purely plutonic rubbing only.
Well, like, how did they come up with the resurrection animation in Guild Wars 2? I still like. No.
Someone was very thirsty that day. That's all I can say.
We must rub the ground that you are on.
Hey, Harold. Hey, where'd you go?
Here. Where are you? Have you killed yourself again? No.
Not again.
I've gone the wrong
Thank
way.
you have. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know how to get up there. Like, I can't remember how I got up there before.
Teleport to a friend. We're here.
Maybe I'll
We're
just
all
do
here,
that,
I think. Yeah. Be a lazy baggage.
Oh my
Actually,
god.
it's nice because you go past the big jade statue. I really like that. I was hoping there's something right on the top. I went to right to the top today on my EU account. There's nothing there. It's so sad.
I went to teleport to
not
you.
me teleporting to Jebro.
No, I went to teleport to you, and you just came in.
I wasn't there. I was
That's
still in
funny.
the way.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Alright, we're here now.
You need to
Already?
rename
What are
your
you
character
doing?
Lemming. He's just dying. He's just...
I thought you were a guardian. Like, come on. You lost your hope.
See you soon.
Alright. Click, click. Tyrrell? Celadine?
It would be funny, but click the button.
You're not in.
I'm in the middle of something right now.
Tyra! Oh my god. You got her? Yeah, Kaidang's a nightmare.
We're all here now.
There we go.
Perfect. It's showtime.
Oh, you're not
like
going to get
that.
to sit down.
No. We're just gonna stand awkwardly around the tables.
You're not even gonna talk to your partner.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry.
Wow.
You said, I'm gonna sit down. Oh yeah, we have to find other seating, right? Oh my god.
Let's turn some heads. I like that you go into like cinematic walk mode.
Well, I could say the same for you, Commander. You pull off the whole badass with a noble cause.
I'm going to the bar.
Flawlessly.
Badass with a noble cause. Oh, whoops. I walked the other one.
Who's Lady Kanda?
Commander, over here.
Well, look who it is. It's been a while, Commander. Glad you both could make it.
Ah.
You look lovely, Tiny.
Oh, Gorik, this is what I always look like.
Well, exactly.
Oh, stop. I mean, you can also keep going, but, you know, well, you're not so hard on the eyes yourself.
Oh? Oh.
Look at these two
Roleplay.
cuties.
Get your chair out.
People again? Do you know how
I
long
can't
it took
even
me
do
to clean
that.
up your confetti
What?
last time? I find it in my dreams. We
I-
do have a
Oh,
no
that's
set
all
list, you know,
that's
so
all I've
try
got.
acting civilized. Or your name will be right there next to Park Chalmud.
Canuck, namesake and visionary
Don't
behind
mind me, I'm
Arborstow's
just a
famous club.
fly on the
Canuck.
spider on the
Positively
table.
Charmed.
Minister of Security, Min.
Are you named after the ministry, or is the ministry named after you? You're with the
Good one,
authorities.
Command.
I am the authorities. Though I don't get out to Arborstone much.
Hey, why can't I sit?
recommend it. Nothing to see out there. Boring, really. Who's hungry? Waiter! What must a person do to get service around here? This would never happen at my establishment.
You may want to at least try it this time.
This
The
guy's
lover's muffin
funny.
takes twice as long to prepare, you know.
I thought you hated sushi.
I do. It's just that last time I thought you might be stopping by, so I ordered it because it made me think of you.
Sushi made you think of me? Because you hate it?
No, no.
Is this heart-shaped?
Although anatomically incorrect, Min, did you know the actual shape of the human heart resembles a closed fist?
Oh, that's... Huh.
Commander, do something! Get us off the sushi topic!
I pointed at a wall.
Save Rama from himself. Okay, break your glass. There you go. I didn't do that one before.
Whoops. How clumsy of me.
Kidding me.
The jade shot, this one. Graceful on the battlefield.
I
yet
love this
so little
instance
finesse when
with
it
my
comes to the
whole
finer
life, my whole
things.
heart.
So, anyway, Rama tells me that you're doing PI work these days?
That's correct. We're pioneering our new detective agency and just wrapped up our first case.
That's neat. What's your agency called?
Actually, I wanted to bring that up. I got a little ahead of myself with the agency and filing the paperwork and, well, I chose Friends Detectives because it was an agency founded by friends and it made perfect sense.
Oh.
But when I stopped and thought about it, I realized that me picking the name for us misses the whole friendship part. Then I got another idea. I ran it by Jory and she loves it. but I'd like your input before I proceed with it, Rama.
Let's hear it.
Brim and Scarab. See, the Scarab is an obvious homage to my love of beetles, and the brim refers to your hat. I also
How do you feel about
proposed
this
Big
name?
Hat Detectives, but Jory
It
was
should have been
concerned
Brim
that
missing the
it
fun
wouldn't be taken
thing.
seriously.
I
BS is
really
weird.
like it.
I prefer BB.
It's got sort of an old-timey feel to it. Yeah, in a good
What,
way.
Beetle?
And
Brim and
it's
Beetle.
really thoughtful.
It
I
does-
actually
it
thought
has
Big
that
Hat
alliteration.
Detectives was
sweet.
pretty
You got
good.
the alliteration.
Brim and
I messed up on
Scarab's
the
omelet
alliteration.
cakes.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
You're right.
Yeah, I know. I thought it would be. I thought Big Hat Detectives was a good one.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Okay, what do we do here? Engage in dinner conversation with Gorik. There we go.
Yeah.
Your name suggestion for the. Oh, okay. So it's lots of reading. Okay.
Dude, you want us to read it? I could see it.
Can
If you
you?
want me to read? Yeah.
When it comes
Yeah.
up. Okay, sure. I'll
Yeah.
do one.
Okay. Enjoy yourself, Commander. I know I am.
That's so
Your
good.
name
That's
suggestion
good.
for the
That's
agency
pretty
was
good.
very thoughtful.
Thank you. I was more careful about considering everyone's taste this time around.
It shows. Great work, detective. Okay, we'll just go for them all. Normally, I'd never let anyone set me up like this, but you chose well.
Well, of course, Commander. Who knows you better than Tiny and I do? Well, depending on how things go, perhaps someone else might get into. Wait.
Might get
into your pants.
Oh my god. Might get into you.
Ooh, give me that cactus.
Okay, dokie.
Oh
Simon's
my
been checking
goodness.
you out this whole time.
Oh, I thought I detected an uptick in eye contact. I'll be sure to return the favor over dessert.
Ooh,
Nice.
Goodness.
and we're
Okay.
not having dessert.
Can't press 2, apparently. Who's gonna
Proof
do
is you.
timing?
Commander, I think it's working. Rama and Min seem very cozy. Did you catch those sultry glances?
True, I think this will work out well for them. Okay, is it?
Oh.
What about your sultry glances at Gorik?
Oh, Commander. But really, do you think he noticed?
Yes, in fact, I'm sure of it. Who wants to do Rama?
I
Oh,
think
be
the perfect
straight
voice for
with
Rama
me.
is Fornax.
Yeah, Fornax. I think you got this in the
But-
bag.
You want to do it?
Problem with my.
Oh, yeah. That was
Alright, I'll give it a
good.
shot. I'll give it a
great. Oh
Moose
my
is
god.
gonna try. Moose is gonna try.
Be straight with me, Commander. How am I doing?
I think Min's enjoying herself.
Really? Phew. I have a few jokes prepped in case there's an awkward silence. Think I should.
No, don't overthink it. You're doing great. Okay. I bet Min would be more impressed if you overcome your hatred of sushi.
One challenge at a time, Commander.
Ooh, too much. Too much.
Chat with Min. Who's Min?
Happy you made it, Commander. Glad you're keeping Rama busy.
Speaking of busy, how are things at the ministry?
They're busy. Even we're feeling some stress from this whole energy fiasco.
Hopefully some good will come from our findings.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Just need to get past some bureaucratic hurdles. And there's always...
Dun, dun, dun.
You've really gotten the hang of how things work around here.
Best of luck. Okay.
All right, now the pièce de résistance.
I don't
Oh,
think
wait, no.
we
Wait.
had one more Min one.
I need to let Min explore how she treats Minister Lee.
Yeah. Do you ever mock Lee
Ex-minister.
in his prison cell just for a pick-me-up?
Sadly, that's against code. Do I still daydream about it once in a while? Well, no reason to incriminate myself.
Understood. Let me drink some tea. Sorry. The animation is
I have to
taking over.
admit. Oh.
Yes, Fornax?
No, I'm not reading this. No, don't make a dyslexic girl read it, please.
Having fun, Commander.
I am. This is nice. Maybe I should get out more. Huh?
I forget what does Connect sound like?
You
He
get
sounds
out
very like
plenty,
lazy.
Commander.
Yeah, like kind of
get
a
out
deeper.
plenty.
Deeper and slow.
Just make sure you're scheduling some fun while you're out here.
Noted. Well, it's better than fending off demons for the most part.
This is called relaxing. Normal people do it all the time. Give it a try.
Noted.
Come relax in my bed with me, Kanag. Oh.
I think we're done there, though, aren't we?
I think that's it.
Okay.
I did love this part. I have to admit, I really did love.
I think that was okay. It
I
wasn't
thought
too
it was
bad.
so sweet. Yeah.
I like
This
it.
is
But
character development that I like.
Since there were 3 choices, though, I wanted
If
to
you
repeat
ever need
it
someone to wine and
to
dine
try out all 3
again,
choices, right?
do let me know.
That you can do. But if you replay the storyline, you're stuck with Kanak. You're stuck with your first choice unless you completely replay the whole thing again.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, you
I
can't just
Maybe
go
that's the reason to
achievements.
have multiple characters.
After the
Nah.
There you go.
Nah.
It's been tough to feel
Not doing it over again. I have done it twice now and picked most of the same decisions. It's just
I think I've done it 3 times now.
Got what he deserved.
okay.
Can we
I know it
also
hasn't
take a
been easy
moment
for
to see how absolutely gorgeous Min's outfit is?
Yes.
And
It's
it
pretty
is
chill.
absolutely stunning.
Hey,
Yeah, there's so many like beautiful bits of kit on NPCs that I would love to see like rolled into for rewards for completing maps and things. I think that would be amazing.
I mean, she clearly dressed up for Rama.
that sounds
And I love how she's like the central character on the splash art for New Kaining City's loading screen.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it,
Even
isn't
though you only see her from the back.
it? Okay, should we
It's
jump
still
into
her.
this? Yeah, it is her. Should we jump into the meta, or I don't know if there's anything much else here. Oh, you don't have time, do you?
I think we can talk about the story. The meta can take some time.
That's true. Well, we can go. Well, why don't we go over there and talk about the story while we do it? Maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Sound
to
good?
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could do it. Did any of you do the meta?
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to give a quick overview of your feeling on it?
My very first impression, I did it. It was much more structured. Teapot and I, we like commanded. He had great shout outs and commanding skills of how to get all of the events done as quickly as possible. And it was really fun. The second part, the tunnel element and the collection of energy via the siege turtle. Essentially, you have to go and break a bunch of the jade, collect the orbs, but you can only collect it while you're on the siege turtle. There's a lot of importance on the siege turtle in the second half of the meta, which
Just
I
FYI,
genuinely enjoy.
that's where we are now. Like, it's actually the next part starting on this map I'm on. If you want to join me, just sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just to let you know, folks.
Perfect.
Go on.
But I really enjoy the focus on the siege turtle. I think it's a mainstay of the expansion. It was a big ticket item. It was really well made, and I'm happy to see that they're utilizing it in the events.
I do like that. But I just want to say, I felt it was a little slow because this turtle does not go very fast. And so I would have loved if maybe they could make this a little bit of change to it, is every time you collect a little bit of that power, which powers up a battery in your siege turtle, maybe you go 10% faster, 5% faster every time you collect a bit of power. So that
I actually felt like I was going quite fast for the turtle. Because you do go a
It
little
didn't
bit
feel that
faster
way.
once you get speed. But
Yeah, I think they were kind of wise not to give it too much speed because it's
still a
you
turtle.
don't have a lot of room and it doesn't turn very fast.
Yeah.
And even then, I was still kind of like hitting walls and going.
Yeah, I
off.
get that, but I don't know. I just felt like it was going a little slow, the meta.
Well, I
collecting
just got bored, so that was why it was for me. I think it was just because it was so samey, it felt slow.
I didn't mind the actual like tunnel part of it. I thought it was like, novel. I just, once again, when you get to the very end boss and you fight that ravenous wanderer, that's where I'm like,
Oh, actually, I didn't mind that bit. That was the bit I didn't mind so much, actually. I don't know. I like the idea because you can use the sniper rifles and you can charge up the batteries. I kind of like the idea that they brought in the tech and stuff. But like it was again, it was just it kind of just after a while it got a bit old. It was just like, oh, Yeah.
I think they kind of the sniper rifles I didn't need, and once again you gotta focus on like attacking the thing that you were fighting. It really is like the boss that you're fighting is a background asset. It's a background character that's just doing stuff while you go around and you complete little chores. You either get a sniper rifle and click it once or twice, or you go and collect energy and then feed it into the Jade Behemoth, which I actually love that they brought back the Jade Behemoth from New Kaining City. That element I think was really cool and could have stayed and could have functioned as like the key moment to break the Wanderer so that he becomes vulnerable and can take increased damage. But those are just the two mechanics that you have to deal with, is the sniper rifle and the powering. And then you have the heart phase, which is the exact same as the story mission where you just kill orbs, and that's it.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit more involved. True. Again, I think, you know, what our expectations of what we were going to get for this, you know, we definitely had to, we knew we weren't going to get, I'm trying to word this correctly, because I knew it wasn't going to be like the best content that they've produced. I think at the same time, there's definitely an idea of some new things they've tried, and also just, I don't know, go away from some of the typical things we do, which is just fighting all the time. Like we did, you know, like sometimes we do moan about that as well, but maybe we need to see, maybe the mix, maybe we just need a little bit more of a mix in there with this kind of end meta. Like it kind of just was a lot of like turtle, and then like all of this other stuff. I wasn't using my abilities or anything else, but maybe they were like, oh well, leading up to the meta, you're kind of just fighting all the time anyway, so maybe they're just kind of sick of that. I don't know, but it was I don't know.
Yeah, and for the end boss of the meta, you don't really even use your own combat abilities until it's vulnerable and you attack the heart.
There's not much.
But that's not necessarily super interesting, because it's not like a foe that you face that has a bunch of cool telegraphs and you have to really strategize with stability and know when to dodge. It's just kill the orb.
Ooh, ow.
6 feet tall.
Yeah. But I will say this.
Same.
Even though I did play some of the meta, I don't know if I really got into the meta. I didn't enjoy it that much. But I will say that the revelation that there are like 1 million new adventures in the game
yes
is
I need to go and play that content.
Is the bright point of the patch for me. That is the bright point of the patch. Like I have a lot of critiques about the patch, but just the sheer amount of new adventures makes me very excited.
And once you finish the boss, the zone is at peace for an hour, which is another element that I really appreciate.
Too short. It's still too short for me.
It's still too short for you.
Well, like, yeah, because I tried to do all the adventures in an hour, and I got through 3.5 of them. I want to do all 4.
But then you got to do the meta again, so that you can do them again.
Definitely an improvement
so I'm gonna be doing,
from the 20 minutes we'd get.
Look, I'm going to be doing all my adventures in a row, so I feel like I need to do these adventures now, because I don't know how, because of how good the meta is, I don't know how long people are going to be doing this meta. So I don't know whether or not... I don't know whether or not I'm going to have access to the adventures in a month's time, you know what I mean?
People will be doing these for a while, I reckon.
Yeah, okay.
And it seems like they are slowing down on the amount of maps that they're producing. So this one will probably have a bit more longevity. And we of course give it criticism, and maybe we hold it to a higher standard because it is the newest map. But once we have a couple more maps and we go back, it'll probably be like, oh yeah, it's fairly farmable. It's not too difficult. And once people get it down lock, they might be able to move and progress through this quite quickly. I know I was with Teapot.
The rewards are pretty good, because those skins, the skins are pretty good.
They're pretty nice.
I got a great staff skin yesterday, and I didn't even know until today. Like, if you have a look at my screen, like, it's just this old pylon thing, and it's very cool. It's very like techy and.
I got one of the new Ascended skins.
Oh, you did? Which one?
All I know is that I've been getting annoyed in Heart of Thorns when
that's easy though.
Day-night cycle, the adventures are are cut off from you because of the day-night cycle.
Right.
And this is going to be adventures cut off on you if the meta isn't complete. That's going to be even more difficult to get the adventures open. So yeah, I don't know. I want more access to the adventures. That's for sure.
I need to go and kill these bosses. I think I've gone the wrong way.
But the story.
Right.
You want to have a review session of?
Yeah, absolutely.
The story.
How do we think generally in all? Let's think about them, maybe both of them together, right? That makes sense, I think. Maybe, or do you want to just think about this last one we did? I mean, I guess with relevance to the past part as well, anyway, because they're links. But like generally, like how do we think that was like that's wrapped up like Ender Dragon's expansion? Like this is part of it, you know. This is the. Is this okay for like, you know, leading on to the next expansion, which is coming up in the summer, by the way? Yes, there we go, the mention of it. Which is technically in a month, I guess. Which is gonna be interesting. Yeah, potentially.
I would say if this as a lead up to the expansion, I don't know if it really succeeds in that. Because I don't know if there's any real story that is clear is going to continue with an expansion. So as a lead up to an expansion, I don't know if that's where the success lies. Obviously I'd love for it to continue with a demon storyline or a mist storyline, but it definitely doesn't set up anything in that regard. That's my answer for that question.
Okay.
I think we'll touch on elements of dark magic and maybe the Oni, but I don't think this is a setup.
Okay.
It's smart of them not to, because one of the elements of this new structure is the episodic format of every year a new expansion, less of telling a 10-year tale.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
And it gives them more wiggle room to play around with different stories at a bit of a faster rate. So I'm glad that I'm glad it didn't end with a trailer and us recognizing like, oh, we're being led into this. I mean, I guess it would have been nice, but it's kind of a necessary departure from what we know. But they, of course, corrected that with putting the trailer in social media format, not via in-game, or the teaser, I should say. So, yeah, I agree with Boots.
Do you think they could have done that? All right, well, I'll talk about what I was going to say about that afterwards. What do you reckon, Harold? Setup-wise? Or whatever?
So, as I said, I like the positivity. I went into this episode thinking that they were going to, because of how they were kind of being quite blasé about dangling the commander out and for bait for a demon that preys on emotions for a person who looks like they're suffering from some sort of post-traumatic stress disorder. I was not a fan of that, funnily enough.
Oh, you didn't like that? Okay.
I didn't. As a person with PTSD myself, no,
okay.
I didn't think. I think it's as in a real context, it is laughable to think that you could put somebody with PTSD into a stressing and triggering situation and expect them to just deal with their shit. That's crazy. That's just
it's a little bit not. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that was. I didn't get that sense that was the story.
No, that was my concern at the end of it. It sounded like, oh, we're gonna look. I'm sorry, Commander. I know that this is very stressful for you, but we're gonna use you as bait. I mean, I think they literally said that at the end.
They did say that. Yeah, that's
oh,
the
dear,
problem I did have with that as well, actually.
I was like, can I vote? Because I don't want to do that. And I literally said in like my review video, I'm like, if they're wanting to kind of break up this friend group, this would be an interesting way to do that. So we come here, they dangle us like a piece of meat, and we go afterwards. We go, you guys, fuck you guys for doing that to me. And then you could have this dissolution of the group for a time, and then the story of them coming back together and making recompense. And in my mind, that would have been an interesting story.
Interesting.
But yeah, but I like the positivity. I like that they're trying to completely shift us away from being this high stress, sort of high risk, high reward commander, and we're going to be doing more fun things, and it's going to be lighter. And not every every intrigue is going to be like world-ending death and terror, and I like.
I like that too. I just don't know if this episode was lighter. It was lighter
At the
in
end
that it wasn't world-ending, but it wasn't lighter material.
Yeah, I guess.
It could have been heavier
right.
material-wise as well, honestly. I mean, in terms of not like, you know, the change on the physical, but the mental. Like, you know, it could have been... I actually think they missed a lot of opportunities to really do something that hasn't been done by many games, to be fair. Like, and how I'm kind of a little bit disappointed of how the mental health kind of side of this was almost skirted over to a degree. But again, like, you know, how much can you really do in like an MMORPG story, which is something similar to what Boots was saying earlier. But that's my personal just kind of jam, because the last episode I felt actually dealt with it really well. And the beginning of this one, I felt like, you know, I really liked the whole visiting the memories and stuff, and like gathering those, and, you know, using the power of strength and resilience in the past, you know, how you've got through different kind of loss, so that you can push forward. Because, you know, a lot of what I do work with as well is like resilience and strength, and like pointing that out to people and say, well, you know, you've done this in the past, you can move through this, and you've got, you know, you're strong, and you can, you know, whatever. I don't like saying that word so much, but like resilience is the key word, really. But yeah, so I think for me there, and that's just because of, you know, my knowledge and where I come from. So I think for everyone it hit maybe differently in that respect. And I think when it's mental health wise as well, you have to remember that a lot of people aren't going to connect to it for the simple idea and fact that people aren't ready for that shit. They just aren't. Like, if they have any mental health concerns whatsoever, even if they don't, if they don't and they have never suffered with anything, they probably won't connect to it that much, because like they don't understand what it's like to feel like PTSD or depression or like deep sadness, because depression is different to feeling sad. Like, you know, people say in games, like, you know, when you get hit or killed, you know, oh, I feel really depressed. It's like, no, that's, you know, I know they're joking, but that's not what depression is. Depression isn't just sadness, isn't just feeling low, right?
Which is why it's hard to deal with this kind of thing in an MMO.
Absolutely.
Because, yeah, the character, for all intents and purposes, is supposed to be you. And if the character is going through like an intervention type scenario, you who doesn't think needs an intervention might be resistant to an intervention, like some people are during an intervention.
Oh, they are, absolutely. So, yeah, that's the thing. That's a good point, actually. Like, you know, and I think actually that is a good point, because the commander does, like, his own journey is like willing to look at this stuff, but he is almost, like Fornak said, kind of forced, so that it doesn't really, it does kind of go against the idea of what, because I would never work with someone who was forced to go to therapy unless they're a kid, right? Like adults, like and also that just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like you cannot process things unless you are willing to. And so, like, to a degree he's willing to, but for the sake of other people really as well. So it's kind of very interesting, because it goes against a lot of what I just practice myself as a therapist. So
well, I mean, if you think about it in terms of, like, timelines for actually, so people who have post-traumatic stress disorder, I didn't recognize what was happening to me after, sorry, trigger warning, like domestic violence in my first marriage. I didn't realize that I didn't realize what was happening to me until years afterwards. I mean, there were things that I couldn't tolerate, just to like anyone touching my neck or anything like that. There were certain things I just could not tolerate that were like red lines. But I didn't really kind of, and I'm not like a genius, but I'm not stupid. But I didn't recognize it, because you're just coping with it, and you're just trying to move forward. And so it's a huge thing to actually recognize that you need to like take steps. And it can happen years after the event.
That's
so you know, it's
absolutely.
It's a strange thing.
For sure.
It's a strange thing.
You're so right. You know, it can be anything, and you can get triggered by anything, like smells, hastes, like you know, anything. You know, is someone else, a movie, someone talking about their own pain, like, you know, is really, absolutely, really good point.
Yeah.
So true. Why am I standing here still? I've got to go and collect more things. Yeah, really good points. But I think actually then, in terms of like the themes and stuff we've been talking about, I think maybe this is probably one of the most I'm trying to think of a better word, like a conversation starter, kind of intriguing, just one of those things which is getting our, I don't know, it's getting my like juices flowing for like just different ideas of story, and like, you know, thinking about how they are trying to do different things and how they do try to do different things, and they're not scared to attempt, right? Because this is always going to be a really challenging thing to approach. This is going to, there's not many games that do this well. Like, you know, it is tough and it is difficult, and I think it takes a lot of consulting and stuff. Like there's games like, for example, what's that kind of horror-y game I can't remember. It's Senua's Sacrifice, I think, or something like that. Like, if you played that. Hellblade, yeah. Oh my god, that game is, they've got they consult with UK like mental health specialists, and it is just ridiculously good. Like, they speak to literal people who have been through things, and, you know, like psychotic break, everything else. And like, you know, it's just immense how much work they did on that. And like, people have been saying about Final Fantasy, it feels like there's some work there done. I'm actually very surprised that Final Fantasy is done that well, because of how mental health is approached by like the region where it's produced. So I'm like actually kind of amazed that's the case. But yeah, okay.
Yukon says it was neat to see Bobby Stein talk about the story on Reddit. I agree. That
kind of stuff needs to happen more.
It made me replay the game to see the things that I wasn't quite getting the first time around, and it gave me more insight into what they were trying to achieve. Yeah.
Bobby's really good explaining as well. So it's I could probably get him on a stream. I need to do that.
It was just a shame that it wasn't. I mean, for some, I guess as a person who's lived with trauma, you can recognize certain things, and people were like, especially if you haven't experienced any kind of trauma, like, oh, well, why would I be regretting this? And they just didn't. It wasn't that they didn't want to understand the story, or that they didn't connect with it. It's just you have to have that kind of life experience in order to kind of recognize some of the nuance.
It is kind of connecting with it though, then, to a degree. It is kind of connecting to that content and understanding what that means, right?
And I feel kind of sorry for the storytellers that they didn't manage to get it and to get it across to people who perhaps have had more peaceable existences than some of us, you know, lucky bastards.
It's difficult because like there's so many people who would have been playing this to just burn through it and for the combat and different reasons, and it's like,
that brings me back to the original point we had a little while ago. Is the presentation is, I think, what might have lacked a little bit, not necessarily. In different ways. Like, for me, I think because the gameplay wasn't as engaging as I wanted it to be, I disconnected from listening too much, and I didn't get things on the first playthrough. I don't know if I got things on the second playthrough, mind you, either. So you know, I tried a little bit harder though.
Don't eject me. I'm your passenger. Okay.
Oh.
Jebro.
Sorry.
I think I just don't address.
Sorry, what happened?
I'm firing your turtle cannon. Sorry.
Oh, fire my cannon away.
Carry me, Daddy. Yes.
Do I get to? I don't even know what I'm gonna say now.
No, stop.
I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm confused. I was reading the chat and dad jokes, and then suddenly I was like, "Someone's firing my cannons. What's happening?" You can capture the energy with the cannons that I own. I don't know what it means anymore.
I need to go cook dinner like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Gosh. We're not gonna finish the matter. Wait, are we gonna finish the matter? We're so close to the end, though.
I know, but we kind of just saw it a little while ago, right?
Do you have to? Yeah. Is it a rule that you have to cook dinner now? Or shoot, it's 4 o'clock. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I told it.
We have been talking for ages.
Sorry.
It's 7 p.m. for me.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Maybe we will just end it then, because I think
this would be a good background image.
Yeah, we can do it as we're doing the outro. How about that? There you go. By the time we've done the outro, we'll probably be done.
I was literally like staying here, standing, just with this in the background. But
oh, okay. Well, I mean, where are you?
I'm on a cliff.
Here it is.
You're on a cliff. Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's excellent.
Yeah,
I'm going
we're-
in with my turtle.
yeah, did I-
I'm transporting some person who is using my cannons.
That's this idiot. This
I
one.
know, it's
this
you.
one.
Oh wait, we need to participate though, don't we? Oh wait, we can do that later. Okay, Boots, tell us what you do and where you do it.
Hey, I'm Boots, so you can find me on World Avengers on YouTube. I've been doing adventures lately, and I will say, like I said earlier, a good surprise about this episode was how many adventures they added to the game. Looking forward to getting to them. I tried out I was worried about the turtle adventure being multiplayer, but I played it with WP, and it was a lot of fun. It was a very fun adventure.
That's awesome.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and apparently there's not just the one in Galadell, there's a few of them, so I definitely want to check them all out. Anyway, that's me. Talk to you later.
Excellent. Proof.
Hi everyone, I do a bunch of videos about Guild Wars 2 over on my YouTube channel. You can find me at Kroof. I'll stream here on Twitch. Thank you so much for coming on by today. It was fun.
Excellent. Go and follow their things. Last but not least, the Turtle Rider. The Grand Herald Fornax. Sorry, oh my god. Just realised what I was saying.
Please don't.
I don't know.
Don't give me a promotion. I can't take it. Okay.
You can't take it.
No, stop. Okay.
I didn't say anything. Filthy.
I'm fucked. I'm fucked. And I'm fucked. And I make Guild Wars 2 content over on YouTube, and I will be streaming tomorrow. My guild missions and Wolvie World, and maybe a raid on Sunday. Maybe. Okay. And that's what I do. Guild Wars 2 stuff. Thank you. Thank you for the weird.
Excelente. The
weird
weird.
podcast.
Thank you just for the weird. Just thank you for the weird.
Just all the weird. Yes, I really appreciate it.
Everyone, thank you.
Congratulations to Tegas and Smudgem for winning Community Chest just now.
Shut up, Smudgem!
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congratulations, folks. Okay, wait. Whoops. I'm going to shift us over to a different screen so you can see our faces a little bit more, and I do I'm Jebro. This is the Lightbringers podcast. Come and check us out on Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific. Next week we will be doing a show about, I don't know, probably the expansion, because we didn't even talk about it.
I told you we were gonna forget.
No, we didn't forget. You have to go. So we didn't get through the story very good, but we had a lot of conversation about it. Really good conversation about it. So thank you so much everyone for joining us in chat. If you do want to check out the Lightbringers podcast, make sure you do ! Podcast in the chat. Otherwise, Google the Lightbringers. It's available on iTunes, Google, all the things that you listen to stuff on with your ears. And also watch the VOD on YouTube and Spotify. Follow it. Make sure you give it a review. Muchly appreciated. Twitch.tv/JebroUnity if you want to come follow the stream so you can watch us live on a Friday. We will have a show next time and probably be continuing the story run we're doing. So I believe it'll be level 50 core story, unless anything else comes out. But we will be talking about expansion at the beginning. So we might just do the expansion part, but there's not a lot of information. So, not sure we can fill a whole podcast with that right now.
God.
Yes.
Damn, I could do a whole podcast about that. Absolutely. There's like 10 million things we could talk about.
Well,
so
there you go.
Absolutely.
I'm not a law master, so I don't know. But also, we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you check out the things. If you are also on my stream live right now, we're going to be doing the Baldathon on Saturday, which is our live Twitch subathon, and we've been playing Guild Wars 2 for potentially up to 14 hours if you subscribe, tip, and do all the things. So come and join us then for our monthly subathon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for next.
Just for next. Just
yeah.